All right, it's starting. It's cranking up. It's about to go live. Yeah, man, I cannot get this thing to sync up for nothing in the world, man. Because the two links that I sent to people, that's not the correct link. Anyway, people, man, good evening. Um, was it Wednesday evening? Yeah, so happy one. Yeah, good Wednesday evening to you guys. Man, I think we have a doozy for you guys tonight. I think it's a very interesting topic. I got Stu Peas here with me. Let me send this link to a couple people because I sent the wrong link. So yeah, the topic tonight, guys, is to what extent are men allowed to criticize women? Um, we all know about the manosphere and the red pill, the whole quote unquote gender war thing. Is one of the hottest things on YouTube right now, and there are people who are making a living off of it, quite handsome living in some cases too. Um, but we want to have a little bit different approach because and of course, the genders can't be at war with one another. It's literally impossible. Virtually all of us are here because of the union of a man and woman. So there is no war, and that's ridiculous. So the question we're asking today is, how do we find some equilibrium here? Because it seems like we're talking past each other at this point in time. And it's not just the romantic relationships either. You know, all of the interactions between men and women in this society right now are kind of strained. Professionally, family wise. Now, the way how I read it is, many of the women have been taught, and not all the way incorrectly so, that, prior to the modern era, so to speak, that women were pretty much subjugated. And that's not altogether untrue, because for the greater part of human history, women were considered property. Shoot, in a lot of places, women are still considered property. So the disposition that women kind of approach this thing with in modern day society, particularly in the West, is the idea of never again. Never again will we allow men to just run roughshod over us. And that's kind of a kind of difficult thing to navigate. Kind of having that mindset and still being able to conduct loving relationships with men, collaborative and relationships where there's a good, healthy exchange. Um, Being able to be double-minded and still maintain the love and the purity while at the same time ensuring your rights. So I think about it all the time. It's something that I ruminate on a lot. That a lot of men are frustrated with how, for lack of a better term, how untamed the modern woman is. But she's not. In a lot of ways, she's well within her rights to be that way. So, Stoopies, talk to the people.
Oh,
You there, Stu? You cut out. See? Yeah. So, look like Stoopies is having a little technical difficulties, folks. So, I'm just gonna keep going, building on what I was just saying a while ago, to the point that men in the past did subjugate women. And let's start with particularly here in the West, right? America, where we live. Up until 1974, a woman couldn't get a credit card without a man's approval. So that would absolutely speak to the point that women make all the while, that hey, we're not, this isn't going down anymore. Like, we're this never again will this happen. And I'm gonna share a picture here in a second of That's so weird. Um, a picture here in a second of, one of the traditions that they held back in the days. I believe this is from the 1920s. So just give me a second here, guys. Just working out some technical issues here. Let me see if we still have Stu with us. Okay, look like Stu P's actually fell off. So he should be contacting us back here shortly. In the meantime, I'm going to share my screen and show a meme that I came across today that was about a tradition that was held in American society. It's crazy to look back in the past sometimes and see how people used to live. It can be kind of unbelievable sometimes. So let's go here. We're going to fire up the share here, guys. We make sure. Let's see. Let's go share. And I literally just saw this meme maybe a couple hours ago. And I didn't have time to verify, the veracity of it, but let's see here.
Yeah, mic check 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. All right. Put up. I don't know if I was speaking. I don't know if I was on the air. I was
Mm-hmm.
using to define criticism.
Mm-hmm.
Did that come on? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. Go ahead and
All right.
finish up what you were saying.
Basically, I was saying that criticism and how we define it is how one person interpret somebody else's actions or what they're doing, what mistakes they make, or the kind of behavior they have is perception based, right? Because if I ask you to write a word, to write in cursive, and your cursive don't come to my standards, a cursive writing, I might be able to say to you that, listen, this is not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
This is lazy work. Some people might say that it's criticism, but some people might say it's abuse. I remember
Right.
years ago, I was in a political science class, and the professor corrected a young lady in front of the class. And I don't think he was severe in his correction. He was saying that her interpretation of the question was wrong. And she took him to task to say that he should not have corrected her in front of the class. He should have waited until after the class to call her aside and give her the correction, because she feel that he disrespected her, he belittled her, and he showed up her ignorance in front of the class.
Mm-hmm.
And she considered it disrespectful. No, that is what some people interpretation of criticism is. It is seen as disrespect. Do not disrespect me. You are disrespecting me when you criticize me. So it don't matter what I do. It's your interpretation of what I do. Right? There's no wrong or right, as a friend would say. So if I do something wrong, what you perceive as is wrong, why is it wrong? And that can be interpreted as criticism. But we're going deeper today, because we're going to play Kevin Samuel's video. We're going to stop it and start it. Hope that we don't get a strike. What was her name? Sweetie? What was the young lady name?
Who, the lady that
Kevin Samuel.
The average at best lady?
Yeah.
I don't remember her name. I haven't seen that video in a couple of years. So
yeah.
I wanted to share a picture. Check this out, guys. Oh, by the way, to speak to what Stu P just spoke to, this is why we're having a conversation, right? Because at the end of the day, we're men. And part of being a man, you have to be decisive. And once you've measured twice, at some point you got to cut, right? And there's never going to be a time where your rhetoric is going to be so perfect that everyone is going to be comfortable with it, and so that's literally impossible. Now, we know that there are women out here who have been basically been puffed up by some bad actors who have basically convinced women that they are walking deities. And a lot of women feel as if they have an inherent superiority to men. You often even hear women online, social media, YouTube, etc., say things like, "We bring life." Well, anyone who's taken biology 101 in high school knows it takes a man and a woman to create life. But you'll hear women arrogantly say this: "We are the creators of life." So a woman like that, who head is that much in the clouds, you can't say anything to her, anything other than outright pandering and capitulation and supplication. Anything outside of that, you're disrespectful and you're a misogynist. So to those extremists, and for the young men who, end up listening to the stream, just understand, once you get a full grasp of right and wrong and what's just and unjust and that sort of stuff, go with it. There are always going to be the banshees who just on some extremist stuff, right? And they basically want to dominate men. Those women, you literally see them and don't see them, hear them and don't hear them. Now, for the purposes of the discussion that we're having tonight, is for the women who are looking to have a collaborative or a symbiotic type of relationship with men. For those women, we are looking to refine our end of the bargain. What can we be better at as men to make the relationship more harmonious? The extremist men who basically feel like women should be covered head to toe and women should be subjects, and we ain't got no time for them either. And the extremist women who believe that women are walking deities and that men need to bend the knee, y'all out of here too. Ain't got no time for y'all. This is for the men, the women, the boys, the girls who want to build healthy and constructive relationships. That's what this stream is about tonight. So I wanted to share this. And this guy here, obviously the one who posted this meme, he's kind of trolling, right? But it gives you some insight into just how different society is today versus yesteryear. So I don't know if you guys can see this text, but it says here that in the 1800s and in the 1800s and early 1900s, it was tradition that on the 31st of December, the wife would kneel in front of her husband and apologize for everything she got wrong during the course of the year. And the guy says here, he does a little bit of editing here. He says, "This tradition needs reviving, in my opinion," with a bunch of laughing emojis. Now, he's being provocative. He know a bunch of women are going to come in the comment section all pissed off and stuff. And you know what? I don't have a huge problem with that. It's YouTube. You're supposed to court controversy. I get it. He's being funny. It's not a huge deal. Now, looking at this picture, Stu Peas, why are the women in their underwear, though? That's what I want to know. Like, what's going on here? You there, Stu? I could have swore I just heard your voice. Let's check to see if you're still.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hear me? All right. You know that picture is fake, right?
You know what? I had a feeling, because I said I haven't gotten an opportunity to verify this yet.
Yeah, there's no evidence of the tradition. When you try to fact check it on YouTube, they're saying that there's no evidence of this tradition. Also, what's that dead giveaway for that picture? That picture is insinuated that it was taken into the 40s. In the 40s by the dress and all of that. But women in the 40s were not dressing like that in public. No man would have them women out in almost a one-piece bath suit with their ass out.
No, so that's not a bath suit. That's underwear.
Yeah, in the underwear with the ass out. That will never happen in the 40s. Not during that's almost a puritanic stage of the American society. Right. So that picture is dead fake. It just put on for controversy.
Good. So we're going to throw that out. Somebody's just trolling. But now what is a fact though is a point that I spoke to earlier. I don't know if you heard it, Stoopies, when I was saying insofar as how women relate to men in modern society. Many of them start from the starting point of the idea that men are kind of natural subjugators, right? And in previous years, men did subjugate women and trample over women. And there's a lot of truth to that. And I was bringing up the point that up until 1974, a woman couldn't have a credit card without her husband's approval or another male.
In the United States.
In the United, yeah, that's why I said we're talking about the United States. Now, keep in mind, the West, the United States, is probably one of the more liberal places, and probably the most liberal place in the world, right? It's outside of places like New Zealand and Norway and Australia, right? So if they had a policy like that in the United States as recent as 1974, when women say that if men are left unchecked, that they will run roughshod over their rights and their, and they'll just run over women. There is substantiation for that, Stoopies. You'd agree?
Yeah, I would agree that the political climate of the United States has recently changed. Prior to that, it was a male-dominated thing that the husband was the head, was in charge of the household, and his word was law. I agree with that. I agree with that. So that in fact would be true.
Hey, Lovejoy. I'm sorry, Stoopy. Lovejoy, I sent you the link in your text, Mama. Check it out. You know what? I'm gonna put it here too. Don't worry about it. Go ahead, Sue. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, right. And that is true. So a lot of women will have the perceived notion that, listen, I need to fight for my independence. This is what I'm fighting for. I need to fight for myself. Because there's no guarantee that the man who is with me have the best intentions for me.
Right.
But that's 50 years ago. Most women who are making these complaints were not born at that time. And even if they were born, let's say she was 10 years old when that law was enforced. She wasn't even thinking of a bank account.
Right.
So she'd be 60 now. Let's say she was 20 years old and was denied a bank account. She would be 70 now. She'd be retired, a grandmother. So if we put it in perspective and be truthful, most people are not affected by those banking laws or that level of injustice. You might have certain kind of thing that was in the workplace during the 8, 9, up until the 2000s, where women were treated as prey in the workplace by men. Right? But a lot of laws have changed and that has come down. But when we talk about modern women, they have not been faced with the tribulation of their grandmothers.
Right.
The 70-year-old. So the argument that they have is a weak argument, because with birth control, with the advent of birth control and abortion, women had more governance over their body. And then women, after World War II, Vietnam War, women start entering the workplace in large numbers. So women have more governance over the finances also.
Right.
So when we speak of certain things, a lot of people, many persons, are just speaking from a point where they feel that, listen, this is not fair because they say it's not fair. They have no evidence to back up what they're saying.
Right.
But it's true. Like modern day now, no, but most women are not faced with that.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, they're not faced with the tribulations of their grandmothers.
And you know what the point I always make too in regards to that talking point is that, if men were, just inherently bent on dominating women, and if every man in the United States colluded to keep that sort of system in place, there's literally nothing that women could do. So the fact that these laws change and birth control and all that stuff was invented, right? These were all things done by men.
Yeah.
So more than anything, it was the evolution of man's thinking that led to more liberation for women, particularly here, speaking about the United States.
Yeah.
So even if you're going to hold men to be these savages who basically here's the other thing too. The further back in time you go, the less industrialized society is, and the more that human beings depended on physical labor to survive. Right now, the more you move back towards physical labor or an agrarian type of society, is the less rights, or actually the less impact that a woman can have on a society, right? Because again, think about it, before birth control, not getting pregnant or something like that wasn't really an option. It was hard to not get pregnant. There weren't many options. If you did get pregnant, there wasn't much contraception. So you weren't going to be able to work 40 hours a week or 60 hours a week like a man. It wasn't an option, right? There were no desk jobs, right? If you have to go out in the field and till the field or hunt or stuff like that, you're going to need physical strength, physical ability. That's where men excel. Now, if all of our sustenance and survival is dependent upon my physicality, right, then yes, you're going to be subjugated to a very marginalized role, which is to take care of the children and tend to the home. Right. So as things naturally evolve and change, man and his thinking also evolves and changes. Right. So I'm sitting here hoping Lovejoy pulls up. I really, really, really want to hear her what she has to say on the topic. So what I'm going to do, let's go ahead and crank up Kevin Samuels here. And I believe that our review of this video should be covered under the United States Act, USC, I don't know what code it is, but the Fair Use Act. We know how Kevin's people get. We're a small channel. I'm rolling the dice. If we get struck, it is what it is. So, classic video here. This is the thing that blew Kevin Samuels up and made his name. So let's get into it, Stu.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Those were hers.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, are you a PhD?
No.
I'm a PhD.
How many dogs you got?
One.
Really?
I'm sorry?
What kind of dog is it?
He's a Cane Corso.
He's a what?
A Cane Corso.
That's a
What
big
is that
dog.
in
That's
English?
Yeah, that's a big old dog. Big old monstrous dog.
That's a big dog.
Mm-hmm. Give me a second here, Stu. See if you can if you could take over here for a second. I'm gonna see if we could get our lovely female co-host here on board. Okay, go ahead, Stu.
Okay. I think that Kevin started out a little bit aggressively, right? He was impatient already with her, right? He already formed somewhat opinion of her based on her dog. That's hers. That's not mine. She was very gracious. She was talking to him, kind mannered voice, very feminine. She was very feminine. He started out as an aggressor because it's almost like it was accusatory. Oh, she's the one disturbing my show with her dog. How dare her have a dog come on my show? But let's, as we move further, we'll see more. But there was that kind of kindness in his voice. He wasn't being kind.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And
He
that's
wasn't
the
being
thing
kind.
that, us as men, we struggle with that, because when I joined the military, in the military, it's all about getting it done. It's just about, hey, we have an objective. The objective needs to be done. Forget all of the extracurricular and all of that other stuff. Being kind, forget all that. We have a mission. That's it. But I'm with you, Stoopies. You know, the woman just came on the line. Okay, she got a dog barking in the background. You're being a little bit derisive, and you've kind of categorized her already.
Yeah,
you know,
you put her in a category. Oh, she has a dog.
Yeah.
Yes, you have a dog.
right?
Oh, are you a PhD? Are you a PhD?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. I don't like
started
that.
out-
That was
started
sassy.
out as
That
an
was real
asshole.
sassy.
He
Yeah,
started out as an asshole.
yeah.
And let's be honest.
agree.
Call it what it is.
I agree. But see, here's the other part of it, Stu. Being online, and by the way, our lovely co-host, go ahead and unmute Empress Lovejoy.
Hey, blessings, gentlemen.
Hey, how you doing, Mama?
I am blessed. I'm blessed. Thank you for
Man,
inviting me.
so enthused to have you here. Yes, Stoopy, say hi to Lovejoy.
Hi, Lovejoy. How are we today?
Soupy,
And
how
big
are
up
you?
yourself.
how are you?
I'm good. I am
Good,
very
good.
good. You know. Yes.
So, Lovejoy, I don't know how much of the show you've caught so far. What have you heard so far?
So I hopped in when you first got on, and then I had to come to the grocery store real quick. But then I just saw, I guess y'all started the Kevin Samuels video. So the last I heard was you guys saying that he came in hot or he came in sassy.
Yeah. He definitely came in hot.
That doesn't surprise me because he's seen, and I don't know if he does that for controversy, for clicks, or if that is his natural or was his natural disposition, but definitely a put off.
Yeah.
Some of that is
right.
Go ahead, Stoopies.
Yeah. He came in hot to her, and she did not do anything to deserve that behavior.
Right.
Right. Now, LJ, did you hear earlier when I was speaking about insofar as male-female relations in American society specifically, that a lot of it is colored by the past and how men related to women in the past, with the fact that women in essence were property, 50, 60 plus years ago. Did you catch that part of the live stream?
No, I didn't, but that is definitely true.
Right. Now, were you aware, LJ, that up until 1974, a woman couldn't have a credit card or a bank account without a man's approval?
Oh, I didn't know that.
No?
So not even a single woman?
No,
you'd have to get your father.
You'd
have to get a mail.
Oh my gosh! So essentially, women were not considered 100% human. I mean, I don't understand.
A better way, I think, to put it would be you're not considered 100%. You're a second-class citizen.
Right.
You're a second-class citizen. So
I want to say second.
And this is, I guess, when the women's movement started, I imagine.
Yeah, it's around that. Well, actually, you know what? All right, when we talk about women's suffrage and Susan B. Anthony, right? Stoopies would know like the dates and stuff about this. That goes back before that. So when did women get the right to vote, Stoopies? Do you remember off the top of your head in America?
I don't remember. I don't remember off the top of my head, honestly.
Okay. Well, it was it was before 1974, Lovejoy. That's for certain.
Yeah.
Now, insofar as the women's movement as we know it today, or what is commonly referred to as feminism, I would say that got its genesis around, I would say, the late 60s.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah, I would say the late, and probably them reforming that law in 74 was probably as a result of that decade or so of, work and pushing by the feminist movement, right?
Right.
All right, so let's get back into Mr. Samuels here.
It's a larger dog, and their breed is meant for guarding and protecting. They're very protective of their home and their family.
Okay, so what's your disagreement?
Honestly, I don't have a disagreement. I just came here because I honestly want some advice from you.
It says disagreement day.
Oh, I know, but this is my first time catching it on live. Normally, I'm asleep.
See now. See, this is where I'm gonna get the asshole accusations, right? Because earlier, Lovejoy, I was saying to Stoopies that, you know, he's being sassy, he's doing a little too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I was in the military, and in the military, it's all about the task, right? The objective, you need to get to it. That's what it is. Now, the way how I am, my personality, if I'm running a show and I specifically outline to everyone watching the show, hey, this is what's going on. It's disagreement day. If you don't have a disagreement, do not call my show. Right? So if you go out.
It was definitely disrespectful of her to call and expect to get advice when it's, you know, he has a platform and his show is about disagreeing that day.
Right. So
I will disagree with both of you, and this is why I'll disagree with both of you. Kevin Samuel's premise is that he's a good communicator. I'm giving advice. I'm a good communicator. I communicate well with others. When he said to her, "So what's your disagreement?" and she said, "I do not have a disagreement." Right? And he said, "But today is disagreement day." And she said, please, I'm always asleep at the time and I'm happy to get through to you. I need some advice. He should have just simply said to her, young lady, unfortunately today that was not part of my plan. I'd prefer if you call back another day. I know that it's hard to get through. It's no biggie.
We haven't heard his response yet, Stu. So
yeah,
maybe that is what he does.
That's not what he does. But
no?
Continue.
Okay.
That's not what he does.
And
you have a job?
I do. I own a business.
Okay, so I do too.
And I do have a question.
But I have a business. And if you wanted my advice, you could always book a session if you can't catch us at the show live.
I was trying to go online earlier.
But all you have to do, man, but see, what kind of business do you own?
I own a pet grooming, doggy daycare, and indoor dog
so what you're basically trying to do is I have a disagreement day, and you basically came in and said, damn your topic. I want to ask you what I want to ask you. And but you are more than welcome to go on my website and purchase your time to talk with me one-on-one. Because what you're trying to do is rather rude, but I will go ahead and do it because I'm going to use this as a teaching lesson. How old are you?
Stop.
How old are you?
Bam.
Stop.
You were wrong, Stoopies.
No, I was right. Where did he say? He said to her, listen, he was being sassy. He came out sassy, and his reaction is, this bitch don't hear me. So this is what I'm going to do with this bitch. I'm going to discipline this bitch in front of everybody.
Why is the B word being
Because no. Why I'm using the B word? Because if you listen to his voice, Lovejoy, listen to his voice. Isn't what I'm saying? Isn't that you get to know what he's thinking?
Definitely hear the sarcasm. What's
you
the
can
other
hear
word? Condescending.
Condescending, yes. He would mean condescending. So he was calling her a bitch, but not calling her a bitch. Because with his sarcasm and condescending, he was saying, I am going to discipline this bitch now. That's what he was doing. And he got very sassy with it. Mm-hmm. I speak white people and he speaks, I interpret white people, but he spoke white people a while ago. That's what white people would have done.
You know what white people is, LJ? You familiar with that language? White people is basically when you disrespect people and try people in like the most polite and genteel way.
Yes.
Right.
That's what he did to her.
Or you use big ass words. So you'll disrespect somebody, they won't even know you disrespect them.
Disrespecting them.
Right.
That's what he did to her. He went white people on her a while ago. He said, listen, I am going to put you in your place so nicely that it will take you 3 weeks to figure out that I disrespected you. And then afterwards, there's nothing that you can do about it.
No,
was
I want to say something, Stoopies. Considering that she did flout the rules and
yeah,
was
but
pretty.
She also
but
said, "I
I'm
know."
saying,
She knew.
Yeah,
She
right? She
knew
knew. She knew what she was doing.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
she knew.
I'm saying,
She knew, but guess what?
considering, go ahead.
No, because he is the. All right. People will come to your restaurant if you have a restaurant, or people will come to your your business place, your base of operation, and they will make stipulations that you don't adhere to, that you don't work with. They'll ask
Right.
you will sell burger and they will ask you for a fish sandwich. You're polite to them. You don't say, all right,
Mhm.
I'm going to make a fish sandwich today that you'll never forget. And then proceeded to throw a fish on the ground, spin it around, and put it in the sandwich. You don't do that. You say to the person, again, I must apologize to you. That's not one of our choices.
So you don't get to throw a little bit of asshole in there. You can't sprinkle some asshole in there. You got to always be magnanimous. Because I thought, considering he was pretty magnanimous.
He wasn't. Be honest, he wasn't. He was
But again,
assholeish.
you're discounting his tone, like Stu Peace was saying. You know,
Mhm.
there's an undertone to it.
Yeah, there's an
No, but that's
undertone.
what I'm saying, LJ. I'm saying though, considering I gotta be the congenial gentleman, like I can't get a little asshole in.
But
I can't
Why?
sprinkle
Why?
But why? Why?
Why? Yeah.
because I
Why?
need that.
No, because you
It's
are
a part of me that needs to be expressed.
no. Because,
If I'm being balanced, right, I'm not just being just a straight out dick. But you know what I'm saying? I'm getting my little, you know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna get my little shot in. Let me get my little shot in.
the dude the dude started calling her a bitch from the beginning of the show. He started calling her a bitch from the beginning of the show. When you heard her dog, his attitude changed. His demeanor changed.
You a sisterhood apologist. I'm starting to realize, bro.
No, I'm not a sister with apologies, but I know I'm an asshole. I'm an A-grade asshole. So I can spot one from a mile away. But the weak is no challenge for me. I remember one day I was on this chat with this dude, and I said to him, listen, I will make you want to kill yourself when I'm done with you. And I went into all of his weaknesses because I know what it is. He knew what he was doing. And he was going to discipline her. That's all he wanted to do. I'm going to discipline this bitch today.
Yeah. Most definitely. So LJ, to what end do you think? Because we're all in agreement that the way he started off was out of bounds, right? What would you say, LJ, insofar as him being he is being sarcastic. He is.
He's being sassy too. He's being tranny.
Kevin Samuels, he got that metrosexual thing going on, right?
Yeah.
But what do you think? LJ? Do you give him any credit at all for indulging her question?
No, because he only did it because he wanted to make an example out of her.
Okay. All right.
Because he said, I'm going to use this as a teaching moment, aka an example.
You see,
I'm going to make an example.
You made Stu Pease corrupt you because you ain't say that the first time.
No, well, I mean, because we didn't hear the next part. And as you
got to watch. Let me tell you something. You got to watch this dude, Stu Pease, man. You don't know him.
I ain't gonna lie. Stu Pease and I like the way he thinks.
Y'all lie. You see what's going on? I don't like how this shit going.
Listen. Kevin Samuels didn't start from a place of righteousness.
I feel like I'm getting jumped right now. Like I don't like how the energy, how this shit flowing right now. I'm not feeling this right now.
Did he start? Let me ask you a question. Are you getting the feeling that he started this conversation from a place of righteousness?
No, we're all in agreement on that part, right? But here's another point that you guys have to consider, and LJ spoke to it, right? There's a performative aspect here too, right? So I believe that you got to give him at least a little leeway there, because part of the entertainment value of his show is him kind of being a little bit of a dick. So, he's got to serve up a little red meat to the, to his listeners. And I'm saying, considering how he's being magnanimous enough to where I don't feel like he just, you know what I'm saying? He didn't just lay into her. Okay, he made some little snarky comments, but come on, let that man get that, man. Anyway, we moving on, y'all.
35.
35 years old. 35 years old and you're a business owner.
Uh-huh.
And what's your question?
My issue is, I want to know.
Hey, hold on, ain't that crazy, y'all? He was this close from dropping this woman. And this woman, for all intents and purposes, she ain't make him, but this video, this is the video that blew up Kevin Samuels. I don't know if you're aware of that or not, LJ.
Oh, no, I wasn't.
This was the viral video. This is the one that made Kevin Samuels. What say you, Stoopies?
Yeah. This was the video that made people notice Kevin Samuels.
What do you think of the irony of him being that close to getting rid of her? But then indulging her and basically this made him a millionaire. I don't know if you were aware of that. Kev, he was on. He was a millionaire. I think he had $1 million. He was doing really well. So, yeah, that's a little bit of irony there. I thought was something to point out. So,
at what point when I'm just meeting a guy, do I tell him that I'm a business owner? Because my problem is that when I try to date down and the conversation comes up to where I own a business, the guy is either like, hey, can I come join in on you on that business? Or can I put some money and be a business partner? And I'm not looking for that. And I honestly...
Hold on. I need to be clear on this subject. Where are you at?
North Carolina.
And you're saying when to tell somebody you own a business?
Because I find when I date down, guys see an interest and want to be like a business partner. And I'm learning that maybe I need a high value man because that's what.
First off, ma'am, I really don't understand. What kind of man are you talking about? Because owning a business is no different than having a job, in my opinion. And so I'm not getting what you're saying. When should you? I'm not understanding why this is an issue. If you're, what kind of men are you? What kind of men are you dating?
I try to give guys that not up a chance.
You try to do what?
I try to give guys that's not on my level a chance.
Why? What do you mean on your level? What does that mean?
That's making six figures or more.
Stop.
All right, hold on. I got you.
You try to give guys who are not on your level.
Go ahead.
What she did now, he didn't want to do it originally. But what she did, she opened a can of ass whooping for herself. Right. Because when she said dating down to Kevin, he took it personally. He took that personally. And because he took that personally to say, is she, what makes her better than? Because when you use the word dating down, she's saying that she has been, for the last couple of relationships, she is better than the people that she has been dating. And that now opened up the ass whooping. I believe that's why he opened that kind of ass whooping for her. Because of basically what she said. She said, I've been dating down and I've been facing challenges because I am a 6-figure girl. So he's saying that money makes you better than the people that you have been dating. That is what he's saying now. Right. So she opened up a can of ass whooping for herself when she said that, because he's saying that money don't make you a better person. I understand what he's saying to her, but she don't get it all now. She still she haven't seen it. So he said, all right, let's see what you're working with. Since you said money, let's see what you're working with, girl. Let's see what you're working with. And I think that is when now he's going to give her the ass whooping. Because she basically demeaned men and he's defending men. She should not use
Right.
the word date though. What she just said, why I tend to date people who work less than me. Not because a man work less than you mean that he is less than you.
make less than you.
Yeah, he is less than you, but that is what she's implying. So that is why
Right.
Kevin Samuel now decided that I am going to beat her up. But the mere fact that she used the word date down showed that she didn't have a general understanding of anything that she's saying. She's just
Right.
she's just parroting words that she have heard.
Right. I was
Words
just
like-
about to say
Words
that.
like
that
6 figures and
right.
dating
but
down
like
and
those,
dating up.
right. I was just about to say that terminology is just common vernacular.
Yeah.
The spectacular vernacular. But that's just common language that people say when they say dating down. I immediately know that she was referring to socioeconomics. And I think most people knew that. But, if you're not a particularly self-aware person, you are not paying attention to how smarmy and self-righteous and self-important that sort of language comes
Yeah.
off. But, I want to be a little bit of an advocate for her in that I believe it was done obliviously. It's just a common language, and that's just a language she was using. But yes, that is what rankled Kevin Samuels to say that, because it does sound ugly. It does sound ugly. And then she said, "Oh, 6-figure and I own a business." You can
Yeah.
definitely hear a lot of self-importance
That's
in
what
how
she did wrong.
talks.
What she did wrong was that she went there and she began to self-grandalization. If I'm pronouncing the word properly, she started saying that I am who I am. I know who I am. I am a special girl. I have the big dog, the King Corsa. So he started to look at everything now and say, "Let's see the image you're piecing for yourself. You got one of these big King Corsas." This big mastiff dog, this 200-pound dog, this 120-pound dog. Bet his ears is cut and his tail is cut. So he's now saying that since you made the assumption of dating down, I'm going to treat you like how you speaking. It might not be fair, but this is how I'm going to treat you.
Right.
Because she was beginning she was demeaning and belittling men. And he just
And
wasn't
you
feeling
know
her
what?
now.
You know what? Funny you should say that, but it kind of goes back to her feeling so comfortable flouting the rules and what the topic was. Because you can tell that she has a lot of
Like a sense of entitlement.
right. She feels like she's big
I
shit.
just need the woman to say it.
So I don't need to adhere to, okay, you're having a show about this. I don't need to adhere to that. I'm a 6-figure earner and I own my own business. I'm the shit. And you can hear it come out in all of, in virtually every word that she said from that point. You can just hear it pouring out. And that's what he picked up on. And to be fair to Kevin, once again, I think from the very beginning that he sensed that. And that's kind of why he still shouldn't have taken that tack, in my opinion. The little sassy attitude, that's still not the way to go.
No, but
he was picking up on that, though.
No, before she spoke, it never have no indication of what she is. Let's be honest. Before she spoke, he didn't have any indication.
No,
of what
not
she
in
is.
so far as owning a business and all of that stuff. I'm saying that little haughty, entitled, I'm the shit type of attitude. I think he was reading that. He was picking that up. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was sassy before she opened her mouth when the dog started.
That's true too. That's true.
Yeah, he was sassy before, right? He was all of that before. But let's be honest, she wasn't nice. We can't call it that. She wasn't nice. She wasn't nice. She came off as not being nice the second time around when she opened her mouth. She came off as being, oh shit, one of these now. What am I supposed to do?
And completely unintentional, by the way, because let me tell you something, to be completely fair to her, American society pushes that idea of if you own this, if you have this, if you do this, that you are a better human being than the next person. Like that's something that's in the fabric. It's baked into the cake of American society. And they've fed that to the women big time. So again, I think a lot of it was unintended and she was oblivious, but it still doesn't excuse it though. So LJ, I heard you. Please chime in, Mama.
Oh, no, I was just agreeing with you.
All right, cool. All right, so we're moving on.
Level a chance. Why?
And because I honestly want a six-figure guy. Is what I'm realizing.
Okay, so let me just go ahead and net it out for you. You ready?
Uh-huh.
The guys you want aren't asking you out.
Well, I haven't been putting myself out there, honestly.
That's not true.
But you put yourself out there enough for the guys you don't want or beneath you to ask you out.
Those are like guys I met online.
Right. So again, the men you want are not asking you out. See, you ladies do this. You go and deal with men who you feel are beneath you, and then you ask how to fix them. I'm not beneath you. I don't know how to fix a guy that's down there. That's not my concern. The better question is, why can't you get a guy on your level? That's the real question. Well, the first thing, well, first of all, I would tell you what I said in here automatically is a problem. Why you would come onto a show that you know is a disagreement day? It's selfish. It's like, well, yes, ma'am. It's like I want what I want. I don't say things for no reason. That's why I asked you questions. You're 35 years old.
Hey, I gotta say something, man. Sassy or not, he's a pretty insightful dude, man. Because he just spoke on he picked up on it. He picked up on it from the very beginning. The fact that she called in, had the dog barking and, oh, I know it's disagreement day, but I want to talk about this. He picked up on that entitlement from the very outset. And he was right. He's not wrong. Stu Pease, where you at?
This is where I am at with it. You may have think that he picked up on it. He did not have enough evidence to make the assumption in the first 25 seconds. But when she said what she said, then now it became an issue where he said, why is she operating like this? Why is she operating like this? She should not be operating like this. Why is it that? Because when she said less than, it spoke to her character. It spoke to her character where he's saying that, seriously, young lady, seriously, you come with this less than? You're unimaginative. You don't have a thought for yourself. This is not your thinking point, right? You don't have you don't have a thought for yourself. Right?
Hey, but Stu, the fact that she basically ignored what the top, what the topic was and all that, and pressed forward to what she wanted to do. I'm saying the fact that she did that, he picked up on that as a evidence of her being entitled. You get me?
I get what you're trying to say. He picked up on she had a bad attitude. She has a superiority complex. Yeah. Yeah. He picked up on that and he said, okay, since that's how you're playing it, let me play it like how you playing it. Let me play it that way. And he realized that, listen, no. But then after she begins to say, less than and this than and that than and
that's where it became really,
It took it personally then.
Yeah. Well, you got anything, LJ? Let me make sure she's there.
Yeah.
You there, LJ?
He took it personally. Because he's saying that, what right have you to determine that some people are less than you?
Okay. LJ is there. She must be busy.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back into the video, guys.
Business owner. That means you understand what business is, and you know this is a business. And I have a show title, and you said, "Damn your show title! I want to talk to you." But you could have went to my business and booked time to talk to me. But you wanted what you wanted, how you want it.
I'm sorry.
No, and I'm using this as a lesson. That's the problem with too many of you black women. You don't do shit the right way with black men. That was
Yeah.
No, I have a problem with that now.
Me too.
I have a problem with that now. I have a problem with him. That's a problem with a lot of people. Many persons. All right, I will magic down. Let's say Michael Jordan will be at dinner with his wife, and assholes will see him at dinner with his wife, and insist to talk to him. No, is that right? No, it's not right. But it is what it's part of what you do when you become a superstar. You understand? It's not right, but it happens. It's not right, but it happens.
So you say that to say that he should be a little bit more
Yes, because of who you are. Of who you are.
Well, he hadn't blown up yet. He hadn't blown up yet by that point. He was starting to kind of build, but he wasn't a superstar or anything like that yet.
No, but he had his program. He had his program, and his program was about his program was about relationship. Many women were watching his program. Many persons were seeing his program.
What I didn't like about it is him kind of getting soapboxy.
Yeah, he was beginning to get a bit preachy. Yeah,
you're right. It's a little preachy. See, that's the problem. I don't like that phraseology in general. When you're having an individual interaction with someone and you start kind of, like you say, preaching about society, and well, see, that's the problem with you. I don't like that in particular, but I get where he's coming from, because to use your analogy, okay, Michael Jordan could be accommodating the first time that thing happens, the second time, the third. Okay, after about the 1,000th time, he's gonna cuss somebody out, Stoopies. You get what I'm saying? And I think what happened to people like Kevin, because remember, Kevin did have 2 divorces, and a lot of other men in the society. You experience you have a lot of bad interactions with women out in society, and it could lead to a sort of disillusionment. And that's when you get this kind of preachy, soapboxy, snarky.
Yeah, he went on this. I love the fact that you agree with me that that you didn't like when he said that the problem with black women is that now he's generalizing. He's generalizing. And I'm not saying that black women are perfect, but all of a sudden he went on his generalizing to say, these black bitches coming on my show and telling me what to do. Him kind of bitter. And him bitter in him approach. Yeah. Him kind of bitter.
LJ, talk to us, LJ.
Well,
I'm saying talk to us.
When men take this kind of disposition or have ill feelings or even jealousy towards women, it's because someone that they love or desire or see has rubbed them the wrong way in a way that was a lasting effect. And so now they just shit all over women. It don't matter who she is. Everyone's gonna get it because you're a woman. You know?
Right.
Now, here's the thing, right?
I don't like that he always targets, and I'll use that word, black women. I think that, because I honestly would consider him like a white black man. Like if I seen him somewhere, heard him, like he's automatically X'd out of my.
Yeah. Look,
Whoa, LJ, those are fighting words, LJ, those are fighting words to question about blackness. I'm not going to let you escape with that one, LJ.
What we talking about? Kevin Samuels.
No, no, even Kevin Samuels, those are fighting
No.
words.
I gotta agree with LJ on this one because Kevin Samuels is the one who says that according to the golden ratio, right? And the symmetry of the face, and all of that stuff was invented by Europeans. He said that black women are inherently unattractive because of they don't fit within the golden ratio. Some goofy Greek or Roman or something made up. And his penchant for wanting to be in these European fashions and being dainty,
being corporate,
right, and wanting to be corporate, and it's very clear to me that Kevin Samuels definitely venerated white society. There is no doubt about it. Okay. No doubt. So LJ isn't too far off at all.
I had to push back. We can't all sing on this choir all the time. Somebody have to disagree.
But trust me, I'm gonna give plenty pushback because there are times when I feel that some of the things that he does are justified, and I think men need to be given some slack because here's the thing, right? The hallmark of being a man, two of the hallmarks is constancy, and decisiveness, right? Constancy being that no matter the day, the situation, the time, adversity, etc., you pretty much always keep that same demeanor. Europeans, I think they dubbed it stoicism, right? Mm-hmm. That's their term for it. So, man has to always continually study himself. So for me personally, when I go out in society, yes, the lion's share of black women, they do have this disposition. They do think they're better than black men inherently, innately, generally, because that's what's been taught to them. They've been socialized that way. Now, it's incumbent upon me as a man, a thinking man, constantly refining my thoughts, to be able to take myself out of the situation and see it from a bird's eye view. And once you see it from a bird's eye view and you know what's going on, at that point, you can temper how you deal with it and you don't lash out and react in that embittered kind of way that LJ spoke to. Now, I want to say that men should be given some level of grace insofar as that is concerned, because yes, there's nothing wrong with a man being bitter. It can happen because here's the thing. The way our men are socialized in this society, the way how we are intrinsically, for all intents and purposes, we're told that that's defective. And we shouldn't be that way, right? So a lot of men, if you watch a lot of Disney movies and a lot of sitcoms and love stories and all of that type of shit, right? You've been told that be open, be vulnerable, and lovey-dovey, and and I love you, and I'm writing letters, and I'm giving the flowers, and oh my God, my queen, and blah, 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 right? So a lot of men internalize that shit, go out there in the real world and try to actually live that out, and then women absolutely just crush them, right?
And
then when they're
women, to the other point, to the other hand, women get taught that fairy tales don't exist. You only see that in Disney movies. You're not going to get that in real life. So there's this disconnect, right, between, and I hate that it's a conspiracist in me, but I feel like there is something. It was designed for that, for men to be pitted against women and women to get pitted against men, and for there to be this divide, adversarial, right. And almost so everyone is dependent on the government for things rather than each other.
But you said bitter. Bitterness is a character deficit. And as a man, when you realize that you're becoming bitter, the onus is on you to fix that shit. Because it is a character deficit. You don't want to walk around life being bitter.
For man or woman, right?
Absolutely.
For anybody. Yeah. So once you identify that I have a character deficit, it's onus is on me to fix that shit.
Right.
I need to fix that shit.
Hey, now watch this, Stupid. Watch we've been having a good program. Yeah. Watch I'm gonna piss off LJ right now, right?
Let me see how he wanna do it.
Yeah, because
you know I relish.
Go ahead.
Now I relish this type of shit, right? So if I meet a bitter woman and a bitter man, right? I'm not going to take that task. I'm not going to take that woman to task for being bitter because I know her default nature, right? I know it's difficult for her to recalibrate after being broken. So there's a ton of leeway that I'm going to give a woman that I'm not going to give a man. Like you said, Stoopies, you're a man. You need to fix that shit. Period.
Yes.
Why?
No.
Because you have the capacity to. You have more of a capacity to than a woman does. What do you think, LJ?
Why?
Your turn,
That's what
LJ.
I was thinking when he was saying that. I was thinking to myself, I know Haskell got to be thinking in his head, it's natural for a woman to be bitter. But, you know, like I was thinking, so
No, wait. No,
Yeah.
wait, hold on, LJ. You messed that all up.
Yeah.
I'm saying. All right, Kevin Samuel had 2 divorces. I don't know if you were aware of that or not, right?
Yeah, but that's
Now,
still
wait,
not-
hold on. No, I'm saying.
he wants us to walk with him. Let's see where he's going.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying to LJ. If a woman, if he had an ideal about what men and women are to be, and he truly believed in that,
Mhm.
and he invested heart, mind, and soul into that,
Mhm.
and he got crushed. He probably got fucked over in divorce court, in our family court too, more than likely, right? Could have lost the house. You know, that happens to a lot of guys, right? Now, take a woman now with that same set of circumstances where she went all in, but the men screwed her over, right?
It happens a lot.
Happens a lot. If she's walking around mad at the world, I'm going to give her a ton of leeway because she's a woman.
Well, but if a woman but see the difference between women and men is women, we talk. So we gonna tell everybody we was fucked over. Men are gonna hold that shit, not tell nobody. So am I supposed to be
they gotta hold that shit because nobody don't want to hear it.
Wait a minute. Am I supposed to be psychic and know that I should give you grace because you've been fucked over? Even though I don't know that you've been fucked over because you want to hide that shit and you too proudful for anybody to know that you got fucked over? See, so it's not, again, it goes back to, it's in every individual's responsibility to maintain themselves and their character, right? Like,
hey, y'all not hearing me chewing, are y'all? Y'all can hear me chewing? Y'all don't hear me chewing, right?
Yeah. But I as Lovejoy kind of agree with me too. It's the onus is on me to fix that shit. It's not on the woman or the partner.
No, absolutely. But that's what I'm saying, Soupy. Sorry to cut you, but I wanted to finish up with LJ here. That's my point. Now she's saying, as women, they get a chance to express it, get it out, all of that stuff, right? And she's asking why don't men?
I said we choose to, and men choose not to.
No, it's not. Let me tell you, I'm going to help you out here.
Okay.
It's not so much of a choice, but because let me tell you something. Me and Stoopies talk about a lot of different stuff. And I've opened up to him about he's opened up to me. But there is a limit on that shit. If Stoopies was constantly, because we're dudes, I don't want to hear that shit. To a point. You feel me?
Then it's quote unquote man, but I don't believe that's every man. It's some men's
listen, man. Listen, this LJ. We're dudes. We're not women.
I mean, dudes are therapists as well. So dudes hear feelings all day long and have to go also to therapy as well. Because if you hear feelings all day long, you can get, that shit can fuck your head up, hearing people's stories and shit. So I'm not following and I'm not walking with you down that path. Okay. It's not happening.
Nah, you ain't supposed to. You're not supposed to, because you're not a dude.
But men, I firmly believe men, and it should be okay for men to express their feelings however often they would like. It doesn't matter.
Hell nah. Listen. I'm sorry, I gotta cut you, LJ. Listen, if there's any young men listening to this program, right? This is for posterity. Please do not listen to what this one. Don't do it. I'm telling you right now, don't do it. Okay? Listen, I do agree that men need to take some pages out of women's book insofar as being a little bit more open with one another. But I wish one of my homeboys would call me talking about, hey, Clint, me and Jesse and the guys are going to get together and let's have some lattes and we're going to talk about, the women did to us and we're going to express it. What, nigga? Hey, check this out, bro. Don't ever call my phone no more. Bitch ass nigga, don't call my phone. We dudes.
So men can't be vulnerable with you, and if they're going through something, and it might be something that
Not
maybe
like-
last 2 years, they can't come to you and
There's a limit to that shit, LJ, is what I'm saying. There's a ledge. Like the way how you can emote.
Because Stoopies, I feel like, is a little bit different than you. And
Go ahead,
so
Stu.
I'm curious, how do you feel about
Go ahead
men
and
being-
break her heart, Stu.
No, honestly, I am an asshole. I might talk to men. All right. If I'm having relationship problem and I'm constantly saying to Askel that I'm having relationship problem, Askel will look at me and say, dude, you're having relationship problem, right? Why don't you leave the fucking girl if she's an issue?
Mhm.
If she's a problem, leave her. Right? He's not going to be sympathetic all the time.
There you go. So it's just like, all right, so LJ, as men, right? I'm sure Stoopies has went through this before. A girlfriend will come to me and say, Clint, this happened, that happened, this happened, that happened. And I'll say, okay, well, all you got to do is X, Y, Z, elemental P, problem solved.
Yeah.
And then she'll look at me and say, well, I didn't really come to you to looking for a solution. I just wanted you to listen. Right?
Oh, shit.
Now, when a woman says that to me, I can understand it because she's a woman. I wish a bitch ass nigga will come to me.
Don't call these men that.
No,
Why
no,
do they
that's
have
some
to be
bitch. No, that's some bitch ass shit. Listen, man. I swear to God, I love Stoopies. That's my road. That's the homie. If this man were to ever call my phone, LJ, and I'm sure he feels the same way about me, and I were to call him and say, man, Shaniqua, man, Shaniqua's talking to another guy, man, and she cheating on me, and you know what I'm saying? And he said to me, well, bro, you need to leave. You need to get rid of her, bro.
Basically, what you're saying
And
is
wait,
you
hold
agree-
on. No, wait,
Okay,
wait, hold on.
Sorry.
But let's flip it. Let's say Stu Pease was saying to me, oh man, Skella, man, my girl did this to me. She I was walking in the house, she stuck her foot out, tripped me. Then I caught her doming a dude up in the car. You know what I'm saying? And I say to him, man, well, you need to get rid of her, bro. Like, get rid of her? Well, Skella, I wasn't really telling you for you to offer any solutions. I just wanted you to hear how I felt. Nigga, the phone is getting, listen to me. LJ, listen to me. If Stu Pease ever called my phone with some nigga, the phone getting hung up.
That's brutal. Now, so what you basically saying is you the reason, and your kind of thought process is the reason why men cannot get away with being bitter, because it's not other women who are going to clown them, it's the men.
Yeah. Other men is going to hold them accountable. And say, listen to me, you cannot make anybody.
I still don't understand though why it's okay for women to be bitter when it's a character flaw. Haskell. Hello. Doesn't that sound, are we having
oh my goodness.
I feel like
we
had
are
this conversation. Right.
We had this conversation. You got really mad at me too.
I did.
And you broke my heart. You didn't talk to me for a week. I was fucked up for that whole week too.
Come on.
I'm like, damn, like, because here's the thing. I do not want to use that analogy. All right. The world, nature, physical reality, right? Time. We're all subject to time, right? LJ, you'd agree with that? Man,
Yeah.
woman, child, everybody.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So no matter what tragedy occurs in life, it could be the most egregious thing you could imagine. Nagasaki or Hiroshima, where a million children were killed, and just think of the absolute most worst thing, right? Guess what happens, LJ? Regardless of how ugly something is, you know what happens the next day?
Life goes on.
You know what happens? The sun comes out and the world keeps spinning. So if women are caterwauling about all the travails in life that they've experienced, and the men are similarly caterwauling about all the travails that they're experiencing, okay, who's going to do the work? Because nigga, this shit don't stop. The world don't stop, right?
No, but
we gotta go ahead.
What I was saying though, I was saying, why is it okay for women to be bitter in your book and get a pass and not
because men are more innately, we're more.
The deeper point was, we've already established with Stu Pease that being bitter is a character flaw. It's a trait that you don't want to have.
Correct.
So why do we want women to have it, or why, like, do you get what I'm saying?
Why is it okay for a woman? Why is it okay for a woman to have that character flaw, not a man?
Not even necessarily okay. Right. Right. Yes.
Yeah, because you're not as strongly. You're not as strong. A woman is not as strongly constituted as a man. That's just what it is. I don't know what other way to put it. That's just what it is. Now, you have a lot of weak men currently, but I'm saying insofar as capacity, the ability to, take the absolute worst and take the beatings.
Have you ever dealt with a white woman? Because them bitches, they will see it's ugly outside and they're going to say it's the most beautiful day outside.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so.
Well, because they're men. You know why they could do that? LJ, because their men, through brutality and force, have conquered and subjugated the world, and he has made basically the world the white woman's oyster, right? A white woman, particularly in the West.
But to the point, she's still a woman, right? So you're saying women don't have that capacity the way that men do, but white women that I know, more specifically, because I see that shit regularly, because the majority of what you see in the world. So how can they not be bitter, and it not be why is it a thing of men are greater than women? It's like that is the theme of your life, and I don't understand.
Can I speak?
Of course you can.
Lovejoy, let me.
Haskell knows I get to talk in my mouth. Hold on.
No. Lovejoy, this is the problem. This is the situation with it. It's all about socialization. It's all about socialization, that they see the pot of the gold at the end of the rainbow, and then the white people that I've encountered have no problem expressing their problems. Meaning that a white woman in the workplace would tell everybody her business. She would tell everybody that John cheating on her, that she got the guy hit her in her eye. They don't keep secrets. The society forgive them. So listen, it's not your fault, baby. Don't carry down the weight of him. So they get to let go of the bitterness. We probably wasn't socialized that way. We were socialized that if you're in pain, do not share your pain. Swallow it. Walk around, act as if everything is all right. Don't let anybody know anything about you. Do not portray weakness. Weakness is wrong. But in their society, it said, if you're hurt, scream out. And they have no problem screaming out. So they don't carry that shit with them.
White men aren't allowed really to be. They wrote the book on stoicism.
You
white
crazy?
Men are
I work at a convenience store, so these white men come and tell me all kind of things. Like,
yeah, they don't tell their friends, but they tell strangers.
They'll tell you're a stranger.
But still, they get it out.
They get it out. We don't tell anybody.
Right.
We swallow that. We hold it. We learn that. Listen, don't tell anybody anything about you, because they'll use it against you. They'll see you as being weak, and they'll manipulate the situation with you. And then when you and then we in our culture, we're going back to Kevin Samuel. We know our culture. If we even confide in our woman, sometimes they use the same weakness.
I wanted to touch on this right here. This is a good.
If sometimes when we even confide in our woman, when something pop up that they don't agree with, when they criticize them and they don't agree with your criticism of them, they throw back the weakness.
They're gonna throw it in your face. Yeah, they're gonna throw it in your face.
In your face.
I'm sure. LJ, you've done that. You've done that to somebody before, right? Don't lie to me.
Oh yes, there's this one man.
Yup, got your ass.
Okay. He didn't like cigarette smoke.
Hold on, let LJ talk. Let LJ talk.
Yeah. He didn't like cigarettes. He didn't like cigarettes, and he really he catfished me. I met him on the internet. He came down, and he was did not look the way he said he looked. I mean, it was not good. And so I was just blowing cigarette smoke and shit in his face, and I was a bitch. I'll be completely honest. But that's the only man I've ever done it to, because I just had no respect for him, but I felt stuck with him because I was freshly into the Israelite stuff, and so I thought he was my husband. It's just weird ass shit.
No, LJ. I don't know if you understood completely what Stoopies was saying. He's speaking about within the confines of relationship, a man confiding
using something against them. Well, no, I would never. That's emasculates a man.
So a man never confided something in you, like he got his butt took and then he pissed you off and said, that's why they dug in your butt, nigga.
No.
You ain't never did that in your life.
Never in my life.
You believe her, Stoopies? You believe her still?
I just told you what I did. When it comes to a man telling me he doesn't like something, and then I intentionally.
All right. No, let's not use a butt took. Let's use something simple. Where
let's not use a butt took.
Yeah, we're not using that one.
I've never met a man tell me that they got his butt took. Okay,
they're not going to tell you neither.
Oscar, let me use something. Let me use an example. Let's say a man said to a woman, "I never feel that I was ever loved by my mother or my father. I never feel loved in my family." And he confided in her that it bothered him as a child. That wasn't me. My mother loved me like cook food. But I was using a simple thing. But then, in a heated conversation, that woman would turn around and say to that man, "That's why your mother never liked you. I know why your mother and father never like you." That shit. You understand?
I got slapped for saying I'm not your mother, but
Yeah.
Damn.
Right.
But so look, I mean, but the situation was, he was telling me some things that he went through with his mom and what I was doing, because I was trying to kill myself. He came over to my house and he said, "Did you read your text messages?" And in those text messages, he was telling me all the stuff that he had gone through with his mother. And so he came over here trying to save my life. And so when we're sitting on the couch, he says that to me, and I'm like, "I'm not your mother," because I think he was talking about.
Wait. Hold on, LJ. So let me get this.
I was saying that in response that, he loved his mother and he didn't love me. So when I said that to him, it just really hit a nerve. But I definitely said to him, "I'm not your mother." So I wasn't that I used anything against him, but I definitely brought.
So what were you trying to communicate to him when you said that you weren't his mother?
that I wasn't his mother.
Hold on, Stoopies.
I just said, because the conversation was about him, and being there for his mother, loving his mother, and I said, "I'm not your mother," meaning he didn't love me. He wasn't there for me. He came over there because he was the only person who knew that I had took a bunch of pills. He didn't want because he had also said he was going to call my mom, right? He said he got her phone number out my phone, all this stuff. Never called my mom. I could have died. And my mom.
So when you say I'm not your mother, meaning that, you don't care for me like how you care for your mother.
Right.
Yeah, but probably he heard it differently. He heard it probably as you using what he told you about the relationship that he has with his mother against him. That's what he heard. Yeah, that's what he heard. But probably that's not what you meant. But a lot of women use what he would have said to you.
But that is in fact.
But Stupies, that is in fact what she did.
No, but she said that wasn't her intention, so we can't say that's what she did.
No, but I'm
Because
saying she that's the information that she used to convey the feeling that she was feeling at that point in time.
That was a conversation we were having. Like we were
Right.
talking about his mother. It wasn't like I
Yeah.
just came out of nowhere like, well, that's why your mother, I'm not your mother. It
Yeah.
wasn't, that was the conversation we were having, was about the
Right.
text that he had sent me, and he didn't know if I got him. I got him, my phone died, and so he couldn't get a hold of me. And I mean, hell, I took in a bunch of sleeping pills. Like I was halfway in and out. Like I was not worried about that phone being charged. So when he came over, he was panicked about that. And I guess also like, did you read the text that I sent you? And so we go to turn my phone on, and they're about his mom, which I had vaguely remembered reading them before I passed out, but I mean, I was trying to kill myself.
Right.
It was just
So you were kind of you were kind of
Wasn't
angry
true at
that
all.
he didn't
Mhm.
have much compassion for the state that you were in at the time.
Right. Even though I was going through the same thing that his mother
Right.
he went through his whole life with his mom.
Look,
And
yeah, but
that's what I was, that's what I was trying to convey. Like, you've been dealing with this, so like I'm not obviously not your mother, you don't love me. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
right, but he heard it differently. And
No,
that is the
I
thing.
mean, he had to, because I don't, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that because he was, I mean, even with trying to get me to throw up the pills, he was manhandling me. I think that he was just super angry because it triggered him about his childhood.
Yes. All right.
Anyway.
That is true. I'll tell you. I'll confide in you. Since you tell that story, I can tell that my first wife, when I was in my early 30s, I went through a bout of depression. Serious depression. Serious depression. I had to go on antidepressant.
Mhm.
Serious depression, meaning that every morning I get up, I'd put my gun in my mouth. Every morning I get up, I put my gun in my mouth. And I say, is today the day? And some days I would squeeze the trigger halfway. And some days I would not. Right? I was going through serious depression. That's how I can identify depression now. Once I see myself slipping into depression, I pull back. And I reevaluate and I reassess, because that is what it is. You have to check yourself. Once, if I go like one day and don't bathe, I say something happening. Because with depression, the first thing you stop doing is like you're not serious about your personal hygiene. If you look at the clothes that you're wearing and you realize that the clothes that you're wearing not up to par, you step back and check yourself and say, why am I doing this? Because it's a downward spiral. Your clothing, your personal hygiene. Am I off? Am I off, LG, when I'm talking about these things?
No,
I know what I'm
mean,
talking.
there were times in my life where I had gone, and I didn't even know this, I guess like months without taking care of myself. And the boyfriend that I had at the time said, I used to bathe you. And I'm like, what are you even talking about? Like, but months I couldn't deny what he was saying, because there were months that I would not even get out of bed.
Right. When I realized that, nowadays, what I realized that when you realize that you're not getting up and getting out of bed, so you have to give yourself things to the task. You have to set tasks.
Right.
Like my task is that every 5 o'clock in the morning, I get up and I go for a 2-hour walk. No question asked. I do it every morning. I'm losing weight as a result, but it's also dealing with my depression. Because once you find yourself don't want to get up out of bed, your personal hygiene on the decline, your clothing on the decline, you start to go through depression. And it's such a downward spiral that you can't catch yourself if you get too deep. If you get too deep, you're a goner. And when I realized that, I confided in my wife, listen, I am going through serious depression. And I'm about to blow my head off. And what stopped me from blowing my head off, really, is that when my son was born, I know this guy in St. Mary who had a wonderful daughter. And one day she came home and he blew his head off. He killed himself. And the daughter didn't take it well. And I said to myself, I will never put my son in that position that he put his daughter in. He was selfish.
Yeah.
He was very selfish because he was just thinking about himself, not realizing that people who he left behind will have to deal with the consequences of it. Because his daughter said that her father did not love her enough to stick around, to be in her life. And I said,
On my my biological father killed himself on his 33rd birthday in front of all his family, blew his head off.
Right. And I
don't know if
said
he
I
blew
would
his
not.
head off, but he shot himself in the head.
And that took me out of my downward spiral. That's what I use to gather strength around myself, because you have to gather strength around yourself. It is not you can go to a million therapy, but until you gather strength around yourself and build yourself back up and say, listen, I have to self-evaluate almost every day, and it's something that don't go away. It's always there. Depression is always there in the back.
Eventually get a job, and so now that where I'm working, I feel not, I know that the word is responsible, but I definitely feel a sense of responsibility that I need to show up to work because there's other people depending on me. Having that now, it's like a lifesaver.
Right. So
right,
therefore,
guys,
let me just finish. So I know you don't like the depression, the depressive argument, but a lot of people out there listening who suffering through depression and don't understand that.
No, I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue with it.
And especially men, because they're afraid of the things that you said. No one can come to you. Like, what if a person was like seriously depressed and they're coming to you and not, you know what I mean? Like, and you want to turn them away because they're a man and they shouldn't be in their feelings. Like, come on, bro.
No. Listen, listen. I'm not telling you that you can't be in your feelings. Like, if I'd met Stu Pease when he was in the state that he was in, as a man, what I'm gonna be thinking about are solutions. Right.
But guess what?
I'm gonna hold on, Stu Pease.
Okay.
Hold on, Stu Pease. I'm gonna present those solutions. For example, like the one that he just noted, set these tasks for yourself to get you into the day so that you aren't wallowing in the self-pity. Right. Now, a person blown off their head is a very, very sad thing. But guess what happens the next day? The sun comes out and the birds keep chirping. Yeah, so what does that say? What does that say to me? Hold on. Yeah. What does that say to me about life and what life is? Right? Life is, there's a brutality to life. Like, the world, you know that song? It's why does the sun keep on shining? Why do the birds keep on singing?
Yeah, but
they know.
Oh my God, that's one of my favorite
songs. Let me say something.
Real quick, because I haven't tied it up yet. The point is, whatever you're going through, no matter how brutal, no matter how egregious, no matter how depressing, okay, from a masculine standpoint, the objective is always going to be what can be done to solve this thing.
And it cannot be. Let me speak.
Go ahead.
Please let me speak, because you're going down a wrong path. You would be the wrong person for somebody who's going to depression to talk.
Right.
And don't feel any way when I tell you this. You would be the wrong person, because you have never been afflicted by it. You may think that you've been afflicted by it, but you have never been afflicted by it. Because somebody going to depression don't want solutions from you. You can't give them no solution. Only thing they need from you is comfort, meaning that a listening ear. You can't give them solution. A listening ear, and probably you might say to them, let's go for a walk, let's go to things. You can't tell them about solution.
I'm not an animal. I can do that, but there is a threshold. Real quick, there's a threshold, Soupy. That's all I'm saying. There's a limit to that.
That is why you wouldn't be the person, because you have a threshold. I used to deal with people going through depression. At first, I used to say it was a joke thing. I used to be an HIV counselor for years. I can't do it anymore. It would be a good paying job here, but I cannot do it because I am dealing with depression myself. And that will be compounding my depression with other people's depression. Because sometimes when you show empathy for people, you absorb what they're feeling. Right. And you can't go around feeling like that. Because to deal with somebody with depression, you basically have to be a comforter. You don't tell them what to do. You will say to them, hey, you'll call somebody up and say, let's go for a walk. and the person will say, all right, I'll meet you there. And they never meet you there.
Right.
And you might say to yourself, oh, they waste my time because I was there and they never come there and where this.
Mhm.
But we need to do a show on depression. Something that on mental illness in the Black community. Let me go on to
All
criticism.
right, real quick. I want to move on here, guys.
Yeah.
I'm
Sorry, I got us all off track.
No, not a problem. Not a problem at
No.
all. Not a problem at all. But
we're going to
I-
address that show with that mental illness in the Black
yeah.
community.
So I want to, we'll definitely do a show on that. So now, in keeping with the theme of the show here, I wanted to read a brief little passage here from a section in the Moorish Holy Quran. There's a particular section that I wanted to read. So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to read all the paragraphs here. So this is the duty of a husband, right? So this is basically instructions to a man insofar as how he's supposed to relate to his wife, right?
Oh.
So it says here, you know what? Let's read the whole thing, man. Forget it. So it says here, take unto thyself a wife and obey the ordinance of Allah. Take unto thyself a wife and become a faithful member of society. But examine with care and fix not suddenly. On thy present choice depends thy future happiness. Don't be in a rush. If much of her time is destroyed in dress and adornment, if she is enamored with her own beauty and delighted with her own praise, if she laugheth much and talketh loud, if her foot abideth not in her father's house, and her eyes with boldness rove on the faces of men, though her beauty were as the sun in the firmament of heaven, turn thy face from her charms. Turn thy feet from her paths. Suffer not thy soul to be ensnared by the allurements of imagination. But when thou findest sensibility of heart joined with softness of manners, and accomplished mind with a form agreeable to thy fancy, take her home to thy house. She is worthy to be thy friend, thy companion in life, the wife of thy bosom. Oh, cherish her as a blessing sent to thee from heaven. Let the kindness of her behavior endear thee to her heart. She is the mistress of thy house. Treat her therefore with respect, that thy servants may obey her. Oppose not her inclination without cause. She is the partner of thy cares. Make her also the companion of thy pleasures.
Hold on, can you go back to number 7? What happened?
Oppose not her inclination without cause. That part?
No, the other one.
She is the partner of thy cares. Make her also the companion of thy pleasures.
I thought.
What about the friend part? What about the friend part? What friend mean?
What number is that?
No, I don't remember. You said something about make her your friend. Yes.
Okay,
something with a friend.
Take her home, or cherish her as a blessing deeper heaven. Mistress treat her upon that inclination. Not sure. I don't see anything in that vein.
Yeah, man. The word friend was used.
There's a portion in the I'm not sure if it's
right there, number 4. You were right. I think you said 4. It was number 4. She is worthy to be thy friend, thy companion in life, the wife of thy bosom.
Right. No, as friend. A friend is a confidant. That's what he's saying. But you're saying that you must be careful what you expose to your confidant. And
that's what I was getting ready to touch on. Now, there's another portion here in the Quran, which is what I was looking for, where it goes even deeper into that, where it actually instructs you to not be hesitant to confide in your wife, or to open up. They literally, I wish I could find it, because it says tell her everything. Right. And
I like that.
Hold on. When pain and sickness assault her, let that turn in. It's not, where the hell was that, man? Okay, duty of a husband. I think this is it. Marriage instructions for man and wife from the noble prophet. Submission and obedience are the lessons of her life. You don't like that part. See,
what?
LJ, you'd have to treat the Quran as a buffet. You know what I'm saying? It's all right. Let me get a little
I
bit of
agree.
this.
I cannot wait to be submissive to a man. I cannot wait for a man to take the lead, and I just have to trust, and we have communication, and we talk things through, and we have the same goals and the same values. We are compatible because that's important.
Okay.
And attracted to each other. Like, no,
So maybe I prejudged
I'm
you
not
because
as strong-willed as you think I am.
okay, because a lot of women have a big time issue with that language. Listen to number 9, LJ.
Mhm.
Submission and obedience are the lessons of her life. I'm telling you, Soupies, would you agree? If I read that, the majority of Black women are going to take exception to that. You'd agree with that?
I think a lot of women, unfortunately,
Yeah, a lot of women. They're going to
in
take
this
exception
age.
to
And
that.
I think it's mostly like the younger women under 40 and under, for sure.
No, you see,
All right,
the
let me
I
art.
see
love the
if I
word
can.
submission. I love the word obedience. I love are the lessons of her life, and peace and happiness are her reward. I love it.
Care of her families are whole delight, the prudence of her man. Hold on, I think I'm close to that part where we're talking about Stoopies. She speaketh, and the servants fly. She pointeth, and the thing is done. For the law of love is in their hearts, and her kindness addeth wings to their feet. Blah blah blah. Are alleviated by her counsels, and he put his heart in her bosom and receive. Okay, here it is. I think this is what. Okay, so it says the troubles of her husband are alleviated by her counsels and sweetened by her endearments. He putteth his heart in her bosom and receiveth comfort. Now, listen.
Oh, 24 and 25.
Happy is the man that has made her his wife. Happy to, yeah, 24. Yeah, 24. So, what I wanted to ask you guys, because, in the context of modern society, how viable is number 24? Because if you listen to most manosphere or red pill channels, they will tell you absolutely with no compunction, no, nothing. Number 24, do not do that under any circumstances. So how would you navigate this, Stoopies, in the modern world?
Look.
Oh, geez. Okay, you're there. Okay.
Look, it's not a matter of navigating it in the modern world. It's a matter of what said this is it. When we use the word, what the word is a Black woman afraid of?
Submission. They hate that word.
Because
obedience,
the word is
they hate that too.
Because the word is used out of context. Because an unrighteous man cannot demand submission. An unrighteous man is not every man can demand submission and obedience. He must be a righteous man.
Right.
Right? No. When you encounter a righteous man who his well-being is for the betterment of the family, it's not submission, because if the ships sailing in the same direction, if my ship and your ship sailing in the same direction, submission don't become an issue, because we have the same goals. What are your goals? If my goal, if we sit down together, we say, what are your goals? And my goal is to get a white picket fence with a dog that look like Lassie, a chicken in the pot every day, and 4 children, go to church, live a clean life, no alcohol. We talk the goals out. I would say, how we going to achieve these goals? I said, these are the ways to achieve these goals. Now, the ship sail in the same direction. Submission and obedience don't take on the same meaning as when the ship sailing in different direction. Meaning that if I meet you in the club and I want to take you out to the club and you're not ready to go out to the club yet, me saying to you, say, time to get out to the club, you need to come out to the club. You don't listen to me, you don't hear me. Why you going out? Why this girl's night out trip? Why this, why that? No, obedience and submission becomes an issue because the ships weren't sailing in the same directions from day one. So people use the word submission and obedience when they weren't, to use a Christian word, equally yoked. Meaning that they weren't thinking about the relationship going in the same direction from day one. So when people have a bitter problem with, oh, he was not submissive, she's not submissive. No, it's not a matter she was not submissive. It's that you and the person didn't have the same goals, right? Because a man who is ready for marriage or ready for a relationship is not going to find himself in a situation that his partner feel that, no, this is not right. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So when people use word submission and obedience, you ask them, say, what are the goals of the relationship? What are the plans of the relationship? What you guys doing together? What you guys saying? What it is about? No submission. So when people say, oh, you need to be submissive, no. You need to have same goals, and then submission won't be a problem. Then the what you're talking about won't be a problem. Because all of us thinking about things the same way. But that's just my opinion. We don't agree with it. Right? But trust me, that is why submission and those words sound ugly. Right? Because you're not submitting to a person, you're submitting to a goal, you're submitting to a plan.
To an ideal. Yeah, absolutely.
To an ideal. That's what you're submitting
absolutely.
to. You're not
And
submitting
the man is he has to engender that ideal and be faithful to that ideal.
So he must be righteous.
Right. He has to be righteous. She has to see that in him, and then it flows from there.
And
so
vice
now,
versa, for a woman, at least as from my perspective, she'll want a man who has the same standards for her that she has for him. Like if I'm gonna hold him to a high standard, then he better be, because no one wants a man who's just gonna take on any case. What do they call him, Captain Save-A-Ho? Like,
right. And see, that's the thing. And, when you read religious texts like these, there's always going to be subtext and context that can't possibly be expressed all in that writing. Right. So that's why they have things like Sunday school and things like that. And you have people with experience to kind of flesh this stuff out a bit more, because obviously, all right, so here's a section that I struggle with personally, right? Because I call myself a Drew Ali adherent, but guess what? These ideals and these things, these are not easy things to live up to. And that's why becoming, a fully realized man, or what's the term that they use in the Moorish Science Temple? They call it building a temple of perfected man, right? It's not an easy thing. And according to Moorish doctrine, oftentimes it can take many lifetimes, right? So I know Stu Pease probably doesn't subscribe to the whole idea of, multiple lifetime. I know you do, LJ. But this is the part that I really wanted to get at. So now in chapter 21, and we're going to get back to Kevin Samuels, guys, for anyone listening, but I just wanted to have this quick conversation as an aside. So chapter 21, he kind of goes into it, right? In number 24, where it says that you are supposed to kind of confide in your woman, right? But in chapter 22, it really goes into it here. It says at number 9, it says, trust thy secrets in her breast. Her counsels are sincere. Thou shalt not be deceived. So now, here's the consternation that Haskell is having on people. Obviously, number 9 doesn't apply to every woman in the world that is to exist or has ever existed, right? Obviously, and LJ just spoke to that a while ago, right? So there is supposed to be some sort of vetting by a man to kind of know and trust that the woman that he's going to really open himself up to is a woman who is like that. But would you agree?
I just said that. I said that ships have to be sailing in the same direction. That means that your ship and her ship have to be sailing in the same direction. That means you're going to vet her to find out whether or not you and her have similar goals. Drew Ali never said anything that special. That a father don't say to a son.
Well, here's the thing. Because you can have similar goals insofar as you want to have this amount of children, you want to live here, you want to, that sort of stuff. Now, being able to trust secrets in, confide secrets in someone and not have that person potentially use that against you when it becomes advantageous to them, that's a matter of character. I think that's a little bit, there's a nuanced difference between that and, you know, you and a person being quote unquote equally yoked or having the same goals. Now, how you would vet that, I would say more so it would be the environment in the society that the environment in the society, number one, the cultural container. I don't think you're going to find too many number 9 women in this society. I just don't. It's just too corrupt. You know, they're probably out there, but.
And I would disagree with you. And this is why I would disagree with you. Is that when we look around, as I said, as I've been saying for years, the loudest ones are oftentimes the ones that we don't want. There are many women out there suffering in secret, in silence, who want that kind of man.
Right.
And they're suffering in silence, right? But the louder ones, they paint the picture that the general public always draw to say, like a woman would say, men are rapists. Who said that? This girl always saying that, oh, these men are rapists. In truth and in fact, 99% of men never rape nobody.
Well, so I think if someone said that, they could be referring to the fact that if a woman says no, because I was even just talking to my man about this. If a woman says no and a man doesn't listen, you know, it's a form of rape, you know, like, and I think a lot of times husbands won't take a woman. Now, if you're religious, you're not supposed to say no to your husband, and husband not supposed to say no to wife, but, you know, in the situation of, you know, the way that not even just the government sees it, the way you feel it. Like, I don't know if you've ever not wanted to have sex and have been forced into it by a woman.
All right, let's use an example here, because I read this on YouTube the other day and I wanted to speak to it with somebody. Let's say a man and his woman is in bed and she's sleeping and he attempts to have sex with her. Is that rape?
If she doesn't say no, I would imagine, because you have to know you having sex. So I imagine she was okay with it, right? If the woman says no after he goes on top of her, then yeah, it's a form of rape.
Right.
I will agree. You're forcibly right.
Yeah, I will agree with that. If she says no after she made aware of it, although she's his wife.
So let me ask you, Stu Peas, have you confided in your wife like all your secrets?
No. And she hasn't confided all of her secrets in mine.
There you go.
Because,
so, you know,
maybe that's not even a conversation. It's not like they're like, tell me your secrets and
that's
and
I'll tell you mine. That we've had. That's not a conversation we have when a situation arises and we have to deal with it on that level.
Right.
Then we deal with it on that level. Right?
Okay.
But it is easy for us as human beings to say, oh, because you don't follow A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? But the other situation that I know is that I can depend on her if my back is against the wall. I know that she's in my camp, right? And sometimes that is just as important as confiding, that you have somebody who have your back. But relationships, though, I tell people this, it takes just a moment to fall in love with somebody, but it takes a lifetime to get to know them. Right? It can take just a moment for me to say, I love you. Right? But it might take me a lifetime to know you.
You need to put that on a greeting card, Stu Peas.
Oh my God, y'all made me so sick. Anyway, let me finish reading this.
So
let me finish. Let me finish reading this thing here. We're gonna get back to Kevin because y'all. All right, so sick of y'all, man. This little alliance y'all got going on, I'm not feeling this shit. But anyway, it says here, be faithful to her bed, for she is the mother of thy children. Another interesting thing, considering what a lot of red pill and manosphere teach, is that men kind of naturally are are kind of not thirsty. I don't want to use the word thirsty, but not inherently monogamous. Like we're not, and I want to say from a biological standpoint, we're not necessarily tuned that way. We're not constructed that way. But here it is in the Quran saying that you are to be faithful. Now, is that speaking to monogamy? I'm not sure. So let me just finish up here because I just love reading the Quran. The prose is just beautiful. And so I'm going to finish up 11 to 12, and then we're going to get back into Kevin Samuels. So it says, when pain and sickness assaults her, let thy tenderness soothe her affliction. A look from thee of pity and love shall alleviate her grief or instigate her pain and be of more avail than 10 physicians. Consider the tenderness of her sex, the delicacy of her frame, and be not severe to her weakness, but remember thine own imperfections. Beautiful stuff. All right, so let's get back to Kevin Samuels, people.
Yeah. Are you there?
Yeah, Stu, what's up?
Yeah, what happened? Because I was reading and you stopped. Go back to Kevin. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm glad you said something. I wasn't sharing the audio. Oh my.
It wasn't sharing the audio, right?
I wasn't sharing audio. I was sharing my screen, but not sharing audio. So let's go back. LJ, you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
All right. So let's go back here. Here we go.
How long did it last?
A year.
A year? And was that man, did you go to college?
Did I go to college?
Yes.
No, sir.
Okay. And how long have you owned your own business?
9 years.
And how long have you been making 6 figures or more?
The last 3.
Okay. Why do you need a man making 6 figures?
Because I'm finding out that the guys that I date it's not working out.
What does that have to do with money?
Because I feel like I need a guy that I can respect and admire, and I'm ambition, and I want a guy that has that drive too. And when he doesn't, I find myself, encourage him like, hey, babe, you can do this and you can do that. And then,
all right. So in North Carolina, what percentage of the population, what percentage of men in this country make 6 figures or more?
I think it's like 5%. I'm not
closer to 10. So, 10%. All right. So the question is, what do those men who make that kind of money, who all women tend to want, what do they want?
I feel like they want arm candy, somebody who can have more to bring to the table than just looks, but also bring balance to their life. I feel like I can help them out on
Okay, slow down. I'm not understanding. You said they want arm candy, then you contradicted yourself. They want somebody that more than just looks.
Yeah, arm candy, but something behind, bring with it, and more in depth.
Do you know any men who make 6 figures or more?
My dad and my uncle.
Do you know any men that you are related to that make 6 figures or more?
Unrelated to? Yeah,
men that you are not related to.
Not on a personal level.
So you don't know them. You don't know what they want, but you want him. Man, I'm going to suggest that you really don't know what you want.
So what do you think so far, guys? Because I feel like Kevin is kind of he's really settled in here, and I think he's being very paternal and very gentle here,
Oh, I
and
feel
really
like
being
he's about to get
insightful.
angry. He sounds like he's about to go postal.
What do you think,
He sounds like
Stu?
he's irritated with her because he's like, you this, you that. And, you know, I think that he's about to say she doesn't know men, because I think isn't his stance that those men don't want a woman who makes a lot of money.
It's not so much that they don't want a woman to make. It's not a priority.
Like
if you're a guy doing, well on that level, it's not like you're not disqualifying women because, oh, you only make 50,000, get out of here. That's if a guy's making like $150,000 a year and a woman checks all the boxes, he's not 9 out of 10 saying, well, you only make 50,000.
Isn't one of those boxes necessarily. Got it.
Right.
But you have to understand, and if we go back to society, 50 years ago, women, like you said about the women being able to get bank accounts by themselves after 1974, like that shit is crazy. But
yeah, it's kind of wild, ain't it?
You can't expect, because those women who had to experience that are still raising the generations that are coming up. So it's ingrained in a lot of women to make sure that you get a man that can provide for you. And I mean, I would love to have a man that can provide for me. Not that I don't want to work for myself, but I would love to be able to take care of children and make that be my focus, so that's that's a whole job in and of itself. So it's not, those kind of men aren't looking for women who do nothing but provide a value in a different way.
There you go. Well said, LJ.
One of the things I'll say, LJ, is this, right?
Yes.
This top football player in the world, he met his wife when she was selling at a store. She has a program on Netflix now. What's her name? What's that football player name now? Can't remember her name. But a man will go to Burger King or Walmart and see a girl that he desires and has no problem asking her out on a date and probably making her a wife. A man will have no problem with that. A woman, her problem was that these guys are not good guys. And he said, what makes them not good guys? They don't make the amount of money I make, and they're not as ambitious as me. They're not willing to clean shit or to do what is required to be successful. That's what she said to him. That's what Kevin is hearing. Right? That's what Kevin is hearing.
So then she also just outside of all her extra stuff, she also doesn't hold money as a qualifier for a relationship the way that other successful or other men do. Sorry, men don't.
No, men don't.
Women don't as well, it seems like. Because I know a woman who makes 6 figures and she definitely dates under her earning bracket
but she's over 40. But she's over 40.
Yes, that woman is
and the reason why she does it now is because her options has decreased significantly.
Mm-hmm.
When she was under 40, she wouldn't be dating a guy who makes less than 6 figures. She wouldn't be doing that. She'd be saying,
this woman, she attracts younger men. It's actually, my mother, but
right. When she was younger, she went
for older men. Yeah, I think my stepfather's 13 years older than my mom.
And these men had the means
to take care of her and her 3 children. For sure.
But as she get older now, she realized that. Listen.
Well, no, because I found out later in life by the man actually she was supposed to marry. He said that my mom told him that she was only with my dad because of us girls, that my dad couldn't have children, so he stepped up and took care of 3 children that wasn't his. But I'm like, no, my mom had to love him, because that just broke my heart, because our whole lives we thought that it was a love story. Yeah. He came up in there, and he's also black. My stepdad is Mexicans, and my mom got with a younger black man, and Lord, that's ain't going back. That's for sure.
Yeah, and he was the kind of guy who was looking after
He
her.
was the kind of guy like that she's talking about. Now he always had business ideas. So he's always, my mom's always investing in these businesses and things. But I think he also had a wandering eye. So he just and got my mom on cocaine. This is all stuff that's known, but it's unfortunate because, we thought he was good at first and then it just went downward. But those kind of men prey on women like my mom, lost a lot of weight, was working, getting a lot of money in a corporate America. And so those kind of men prey. But
yeah, I mean, it's natural for a woman to want to look upward, right? Typically, women tend to want
even just prospects. Women definitely look at men on what their promise is. Like if they can possibly be something or you potential. That's the word I'm looking for. Women definitely work off of potential. Versus men do not. Men have to see something, whether they see it in their head that it can work out, or they see you physically have certain things that they want. Women will go off of the possibility of some shit.
Right. All right. So let's get back into it.
And saying 6 figures is just something that you've got taken from out there, but I'm not hearing this rooted to anything. But what do you want ultimately? Do you want to be married, children, what?
Yes, I want to be married.
Do you want any children?
Yes.
How many?
I have a son now, so.
Okay. How old is your son?
He's 13.
Where's the father?
He's not in his life.
I didn't ask that. I said, where's the father?
Well, he's not like in it like I would like him to be.
Dang.
All right, so let me go ahead and take this down, ma'am. Men who make the kind of money you're talking about have options. And typically I don't want to deal with women who have 13-year-old sons who are used to dating men. This doesn't sound appealing to the kind of man you're talking about. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I was thinking once I start booking session with you that
I can't change men.
I know, but I can approve myself, and I feel like I have a lot to offer to those type of men.
Okay, but see, you should have stopped right there. I just told you I cannot change men, and you said once I book a session with you, I'm not a miracle worker. I'm telling you what they want, and you're still saying, yeah, but I want them. They don't want you.
But I have been working on myself this year and booking your.
Okay, ma'am, but okay, 35.
LJ, what do you think?
Bless her heart, because I don't necessarily agree that men won't date a woman that has a child, that are wealthy, but I'm pretty sure a lot of bachelor style men definitely don't want to take on a woman with children. Now, maybe to have sex with her, but I mean, I don't even know if they want to get involved with that. I'm sure they will, because I don't think some men think too deeply into sex, or the background of the person that they're having sex with, rather.
Right. Sometimes not. So what Kevin is trying to get across to her is it's not just men in general, but
they're just not into you. He's saying
it's the type of man that she's talking about, and it's not even so much about her and what the man necessarily wants, is the fact that you're competing with a bunch of other women, because those same qualities that you're looking for, the 6 figures and all that stuff, that's what most women, they want the same thing you want. So if you have 2 other women who are younger than you and don't have children, and then he's looking at you, you're gonna lose.
That sucks.
More times than not.
That really sucks.
Like now you do have your lottery winners, like your like Sierra,
the Drea chick too.
Right, Drea. I mean, she
If he's
found a young
bagging him,
sucker. She
he
found
should
a
be
young
bagging
sucker,
him.
but he's not. See, but what I'm speaking to more so is about actually finding a husband. Like that Jalen kid, that's a little kid. Drea secured a bag,
Yeah.
right? She secured a bag for the next 20 years through child support. But when we're talking about marriage, like what Sierra was able
Yeah,
to,
definitely. Yes, he was able
that
to.
Sierra won the Powerball.
But Sierra
Okay,
is a Powerball her fucking self.
not
I
really.
wouldn't have.
What?
No,
I think she's wholesome. I
wholesome.
mean, she slept, you don't think so? I mean, her dancing, I think her dancing is not the same as, that's a art for her. I don't see her, and because, I mean, her stuff is not nowhere near what you see other people doing.
You know what? I don't even want to go down that lane. But insofar as what Kevin was telling this young woman, you're competing against a bunch of other women.
Yeah,
The
she's
fact
not.
that you have a 13-year-old son and you're going after these elite men, 9 out of 10 is just not gonna happen, mama. It just, maybe it's not right. Maybe it isn't right. I don't know, but that's what it is.
Even if he was older, she still wouldn't have a chance.
An older guy, potentially. If you had, man, how old, Stoopies, how old would we be talking? Because let's say I'm a 37-year-old
Let's
guy.
say like a 60-year-old man.
All right. Let's be honest. Most of these passport bros, the older white men who go into the Philippines and get these young girls, these girls have children already. People are not talking about that.
Right.
They're not showing the children. But the reason why these girls get took is from a financial standpoint also. She don't cost that much to maintain on a monthly basis. A girl from the Philippines will be okay with a $20 dress. She go to the Philippines market and buy a dress that is equivalent to $20 and feel good about it. She will wear a knockoff shoes and feel good about it. And she will express gratitude for him saving her. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That he saved her and she understands that he saved her and she'll express gratitude that he saved her. Women in the West do not believe that they're saved. They believe that they have other options, while the women in the Philippines say, listen, this dude, he might be old, he might be gray, his dick might be weak, but he took me out of a situation that I was in, and I am grateful for that. Many of them, after a while, run off with the men money, but it is what it is. No, a woman with a child, my first wife had 2 children when I got married. I was young. And the thing about it is that I didn't have any experience. And I would tell any young man that it is not beneficial to you to be with a woman who have children by somebody else.
Oh,
Because,
or for a woman either.
right? Because if the man have the resources, it's his money, right?
No, if a man doesn't have the resources and he has children and then he gets with a woman for that woman is not a benefit for her. So I definitely am the kind of woman that I normally shy away from men who have children unless they can take care of them.
So I will say to a young man that it is not in your benefit, because the sacrifices that you're making is not beneficial to you, because you'll never be the father. You'll never be the father. And
that's not true. I love my stepdad, and I call him dad. I mean, I don't know no different. And he came and took on my mom with 3 children.
How old were you when you met him?
Me and my twin sister were 1, I think, when we met him, and then like 1.5 when we moved in with him. And then I have an older sister who ended up coming and living with us when she was 7.
He's your dad. He's your dad.
He is my dad. That is my dad.
He's your dad. But let's say you were 10 or 12 years old and you already bonded with somebody as your dad. He would never be your dad. Let's say you was 9, 8 years old. It's not beneficial to that dude. You are 1 or 2. You know him as dad. He's your dad.
For my 7-year-old sister, he's her dad. I mean, she has more of a relationship with him now than me and my twin sister do, and we were basically raised by him. You know,
but he got the luck of the draw. That's he got the luck.
Yeah, he now has a wife and she has children. He did the same thing for her children. So I think God just put him here to be a father to fatherless children.
To be a stepfather. Does he
to
have
be a fatherless to
of his
fatherless
own?
children? No, he can't. No, because even my stepbrother, him and his first wife adopted him when he was a baby. So he's not able to have biological children.
Probably
I don't
that's.
know. I don't know why.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. So it's not beneficial to a man. I would not recommend a man. I would not recommend a young boy. If you're between the ages of 21 to 35, do not take up any woman with children.
Yeah, I think it's criminal. I think it's criminal for a
between
22-year-old. For 22
And
for
women,
men,
if you're 21 to 35, do not
for
take up a man who has
yeah,
children.
do not take up a woman
and
who has children.
it's a little bit different in the inverse. But if you're
No, because imagine, do you know how many men don't take care of their children or have shitty baby mothers?
Let me tell you this. Let me debunk that. Use some Kevin Samuels facts on. I don't like Kevin. I'm going to use some true facts. You know much black men don't have children? The percentage of black men who don't have children? The percentage of black men, more than 50% of black men don't have children.
That's awesome.
Most women who are having children have children with men who have children already.
Oh my God.
You understand? So them is the same group of men having sex with all the women.
That's crazy.
Listen, a man who has 10 children, he oftentimes have 10 baby mothers. A man who has 6 children, in most cases, have more than 2 baby mothers. So these women having children by the same men, when 50% of black men not having children. Half of black men don't have no children, would never know what it's like to celebrate Father's Day.
Why do you think some women are attracted to men who other women want? Like, or have, or like, why is that a thing? Because why,
Because most men, based on sexual selection, early age, he had the it factor, he had potential, he looked like he could have had resources. So the man with the resources, oftentimes he get
the fittest kind of thing.
Yeah, he got the woman. It's about the resources. I remember when I bought my first car in Jamaica. The first car I bought, right? Nice car, Chris car. Before I bought my car and I was inviting a young lady on a date, I had to take a cab to her house, call her, ask her if she's ready. And she said, 5 minutes, take a cab to her house. Oftentimes she's not ready. Had to tell the cab driver that, listen, I will pay your waiting fee. Wait on her to get ready. She came into the cab, took her out. I had to take her somewhere nice. Then get the cab back and take her home. So a date was a significant pull on my resources when I wasn't driving. That's back in the day, right about 30 years ago.
I was gonna say, because I know Haskell and I are around the same age, and I mean, the men my age do not take women out on dates. Like,
right? No. But then, no. All right, no. When I bought my car now, and I was going to, and I called
if you're still taking women on dates, you're a goofy. Just so you know.
Don't listen to me.
Let me finish telling the story. Please, let me finish telling the story.
Yes,
when I got my car now in my early 20s, it's Jamaica. It's the big deal when you had a car. Call her. Hey, I'm coming by later. You available? Yeah. Pick her up. Drive, go to some seedy place, a little bar, a little club, a little place. Get 2 drinks. 9 out of 10 times, have sex in the back seat of the car. Then carry her home. Because because the difference is that I had a car. I looked like I was going places. But when I didn't have a car, I had to prove that I was going places.
So now, did you have to, or is that what you felt to yourself, or did the woman make it?
No, that's what it was, LJ. That's what it was.
No. That's what it was.
That's what it was. See, if a car, you see, a car in Jamaica is particularly at a time like even now still. but
No,
especially
yeah,
in
for
the
everybody. Yeah, if you don't
can
have a car, definitely people look at you like,
no,
huh?
no, no, no. But
Yeah.
having a car, not having a car in America is a big deal. But having a car is not a big deal in America.
Yeah. But
Really?
Whatever.
I thought it was a big deal.
Yeah.
all right.
No,
Yeah.
no,
All right.
no, no. Not like Jamaica. Listen.
Okay.
Not
I can understand that.
wait. Not like it was 30 years ago. Today is not really.
Right.
Today's
Hold on.
30 years ago.
Yeah.
Hold on real quick, Stu. Listen, LJ,
Yes, sir.
let me put it this way. Having a car is particularly, he said he had a nice car. So having a relatively nice car in Jamaica in 1994 is akin to having a yacht in 2024. You get
Not
me?
really, but
Not
it's
really.
something. But look at it this way.
It's a little
Listen.
hyperbolic, but I'm trying to drive a
Is
point
it,
home.
is it a symbol of status or something? Would you call it
Yeah,
that?
it was a status symbol. But
Yeah,
even here, if a dude picking up a girl, if a dude see a girl in a club and he's picking her up, and when they leave in the
Oh,
club,
yeah. She's definitely looking at the car for sure.
when they leave in the club and they leave in the club and they're going outside the club and he's getting an Uber and she said, what happened? You don't drive? He said, no, I don't have a car. She looks at him differently.
Yeah.
He walks alone. That's the
Yeah,
same.
as opposed to if he comes out that same club and he walks to his Range Rover, you know, or his Lamborghini
Or
or
even
something.
his Honda Civic.
Nah, nah. No. But if he's walking to his Range Rover or his his Audi R8 or something.
Let's say I had
women have
gotten
gotten speedier cars than a Honda Civic. I guarantee you that.
I know that. I had a neighbor who made good money. He rented high value car. He had Lamborghini, Rolls Royce, S500, and people used to rent the cars for hours, meaning that they come and they rent the car for 2 or 3 hours just to impress people in Miami.
Right. Yep.
Because when
I used to do back in the day, you know, I used to make up fake why am I doing this? I had sex with a few girls like this, bro. Like I'd make fake bank receipts.
Shut up.
Yeah, put like 100,000 in the, that I got 100,000 in the bank or some shit, and I'd be in the car and I just mistakenly leave the receipt in the car. Yeah, shit worked.
Well, how do you know it wasn't attracted to you and wanted to fuck you? How do you know that they looked at the receipts?
They're gonna look at their women, LJ. Listen, it ain't no way you're gonna be sitting in a dude car. He leave a ATM receipt.
Yeah, you're not looking around. But you're not open up anything. But if you left them out in the open, yeah.
Yeah, you left it in the cup holder.
Of leaving it in the cup holder.
In the cup holder, so that means she had to pick it up and look at it. Oh no, I'm not picking anything up and putting my fingerprints on it.
Man, your ass can't.
But let's say.
But I mean, if if it's on, because some people's dashboards, it's kind of open. There's like an open section. So anyhow,
I have so go down to South Beach.
I'm more likely to believe that they were just attracted to you and they wanted to have sex with you.
Nah. Listen, I had homeboys who used to rent Lambos. Now this shit don't work in these days. The girl didn't got hip to the game, right? They used to get together, right? Back in the early 2000s, right? Niggas would rent like a Prowler. Remember when Prowler was a shit? So it's like what a slingshot is now.
Okay.
Niggas used to rent them Prowlers. Niggas used to rent them Lambos back in the early 2000s, like 03, 04, 05, right? Then we roll as a group and every nigga would dress like in a jacket. Like we get like jackets made with a logo on it and shit to make it look like no, we try to make it look as if like we're a part of like some kind of conglomerate or a rap group or some shit.
Oh
and we got all these fancy cars and shit, and we roll in and we buying drinks and listen, man. LJ, Stupies, when that shit work.
No, it works. It works.
No, I believe something like that. A bunch of you stunting and doing all that. Yeah, I can believe something like that. But the fake bank receipts, I just don't see a woman being so bold to be looking inside, like pulling things out the cup holder to look at it. Like that's a bold thing to do.
What do you mean
you could
pulling
come back
out?
at any time?
LJ.
Huh?
The receipt is in the cup holder is literally right there, LJ. You ain't got to pull. You acting like you got to go on a excavation or some shit.
No, I'm thinking you got to actually look at the receipt. How you gonna see what it says on it if you don't pull
take
it
it up
out
and
of the
look
cup
at
holder?
I would do that shit like when I'm going inside the store. It don't take LJ. How long it take for you to put your hand in the cup holder, pick up a piece of paper, look at it, and put it back?
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just a bold move. I wouldn't do anything like that. But I know you're like, oh yeah, I know you're lying, LJ. But no.
No, that's you. That's you. But
and that might be you, LJ. But I'm telling you, I was batting about 750.
Easy.
Easy. You know, but it felt like I could never enjoy those experiences because it felt like I was cheating. Like it didn't hit the same. You feel me? See, right. I'm an egomaniac. I need to feel like a woman knows like I'm really him. I'm like that. Like my personality, whatever it is, I need that. Otherwise, I can't. You know what I'm saying? I need that ego gratification.
When people talk about game now, I guess what is game? What they're talking about when they talk about game? You're talking about game, yet all of you dress in the same way. It's like a uniform. You're dressing to impress. None of these dudes, and they're talking about they have the spectacular vernacular. You don't have any fucking game.
The spectacular vernacular. Oh my God, LJ, we wanted you on that show so bad, but you know what? We finna do a part 2.
Yeah,
we finna do part 2. All right,
I'm glad you're going to do a part 2 because I definitely want to be a part of that one for sure.
All right, let me see how far in are we, guys? Because I'm sharing my screen.
I don't even know. We've just been talking, and then have you even looked at the chat? Did we have any people in the chat?
All right, one of you guys go to YouTube and
All right, let me go look.
And so see how far along we are and what the chat looks like.
All right. We need to come to a close soon because we're going almost 3 hours.
Yeah, we've been going for a little while. That's why I just thought about it.
Ow, someone said I sound manly.
What's the name of the user?
That good guy.
Hey, that good guy, you blocked, bro. You out of here. Now I'm playing.
He's talking as if she's a man. She sounds manly.
Oh, damn.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, Jay.
I didn't know that, but I have been told that I talk like a pimp, so I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I have. By a few people. It's kind of weird.
All right, so we're 2.5 hours in. Let's go ahead and get this video knocked out. I want to keep this thing under 3 hours. Here we go, guys.
13-year-old son with a sketchy father. Why would a man who's in the top 10% of earners, who women across the country want that?
Because I have a lot to offer. I feel like.
Would you want your son to, if you had a son making that kind of money, would you want him to bring home a woman who had a 13-year-old son from a sketchy father? Or would you prefer him to get a woman who had no children, was younger, and easier to get on his program?
Depending on his age.
See what I mean? See what I mean? This goes so deep for Black women. They will even, should have been an easy question. No, I would not want my son to bring, I want the best for my son. That should have been the appropriate answer. That's why I sat up. That is bullshit. You should want the best for your son.
Of course.
But and are you thinking, Michael?
If he brought home a woman, yes, I feel like I'm the.
Hey, I gotta say something, man. Because listen, man. Because it does take a good amount of self-control. Because when a person is that delusional, how do you not get snarky? How do you not be condescending? Like, really, lady? You would want your son to bring home a woman who has a 13-year-old as opposed to a woman who doesn't have any
She's
children.
lying. I don't know why she even
Stop, man.
sent up there lying.
Yeah,
She's
like, come on.
lying.
You're playing. So, yeah, I could see why he's getting frustrated. I think he's doing a wonderful job. You know,
He's definitely holding his composure. He hasn't lost his shit like I thought he was going to.
Yeah, the beginning was a little shaky, right? But so far, I think he's been really, really accommodating.
Now, do we know the outcome of this?
We're gonna get to the end. Let's go get back into it.
But
No, you're not. That's the problem. You all think you're the exception to the rule, but your life is proven to you that you're not.
my love life is not that good. I agree with you.
That's my point, and ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Why is that so? Okay, go ahead.
Why is it so what?
Go ahead.
From my point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls don't necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
Bullshit. I'm 51 and I can't beat them off with a stick. That's another one of you lies. No, younger women are attracted to older men. What are you talking about?
So can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So do you feel like a woman like me?
Uh-huh. What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Hey, here we go.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
My face when I wake up 5, but when I put myself together 6.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women
average
tend
looking
not
men.
to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
Ooh, I could see her soul just lifted up out of her body. I could see it. Damn. That's some cold shit, ain't it, LJ? But you know what?
Yes, sorry,
Stu?
yes, it is. That was sorry.
It's some cold shit, but it is what it is. It's just like I remember I was having a conversation like this with on a panel a couple years ago. I think Stoopies was on that panel too with another young lady named Amber. And we're talking about, like reasonable expectations that men and women could have. And I use as an analogy, if a male was 5'6", looked like Beetlejuice. Do you know Beetlejuice from the Howard Stern show? The little midget they used to toss around, LJ? I don't know if you're familiar or not.
Sorry, no. You said Howard Stern?
All right. Do you know Flavor Flav?
Yes.
Okay. If you're a male, you're 5'5", you look like Flavor Flav in the face. You work at McDonald's. You don't got no car. One of your legs are longer than the other. Okay? And you talking about, well, I know my worth and I feel like I deserve Nia Long in her prime.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why she's even.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And guess what? That nigga with the 1 foot longer than the other look like Flavor Flav, make $5.15 at McDonald's. He might be the most wonderful man in the world, but guess what, brother? You're not gonna get me along. I'm sorry. It's just how it is, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like one day we're all gonna die. Like, yeah, life can be some cold shit. Sorry to tell you. Anyway.
Did you, I mean, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women off rip. If you do see them, they got their average looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
I mean, my body is not average, so.
But ma'am, you please don't make me say it.
Say what? I really just wanted some advice. I love your.
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but.
Okay, but you're not accepting the fact that, okay. Average looking women, average looking woman who's older, average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son, average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one. And you're making, I mean, I don't want to have to go there, but when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, man. You can feel like what you want to.
Yeah, he's done. he's had enough, bro. Like, I'm tired of playing with your ass, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just get to you blood raw. You feel me? So going back to the theme of the show, insofar as being kind and you know, being respectful insofar as how you communicate to women, particularly, right? Because the theme of the show is, you know, to what end can a man criticize a woman? And, you know, how should that criticism be delivered, et cetera, et cetera. And I believe Kevin was very benevolent for the most part, right? All the way throughout. And, you know, if you try diplomacy and diplomacy doesn't work, at some point, there has to be some sort of resolution. So going back to what I said earlier, for young men, any young men listening, or any men listening, period, you know, be kind, right? Be respectful, be accommodating, but be decisive too at a point, because there comes a point where someone is just being obstinate and you just got to give it to them. You know, there comes a point where that's necessary too. So you guys have anything to add? All right.
But women like you die alone, straight up, because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, ma'am, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. But if your ass worked at the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities.
Hey, by the way, guys, you could tell her head's been glued to that phone for about the last 3 minutes. He damaged her. You could tell she's hurt.
Yeah, she didn't want to hear that because all her measurements sound right. It's just she got that child.
Well, nah, she got a triple whammy. I mean, you
What
got the
else was
child. She's 35. She has a 13-year-old.
That's a whammy.
Yeah, insofar as the type of dude she want.
I don't know.
Yeah, she punching above her weight class, so she's 35.
The way she look, she wear a size 3. That means she's skinny as hell.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know that her age average. Is a factor. I don't know that.
She's 35. She's got a 13-year-old. And she's average. She's average looking in the face. According to her stat, she herself said that. Now, Kevin got a lot of flack for this. The average at best thing, right? But she is the one he asked her to rate.
Right. But he also told her she couldn't say a 7.
Okay, she could have said 8.
Yeah. But she probably felt like she was a 7 and he took it from her.
He took it from her. Cause that's like y'all safe hiding space that every woman want to run to that 7.
Are in the 7. Hell. The ones that are in the so-called 10 are women who wear a lot of makeup, women who get their bodies done. I mean, it's these.
Ain't no such thing as a 10. I don't believe in that. Like you said, 10s are manufactured for the most part.
Right.
I agree with you on that 100%. All right, we're almost done. Let's get it out of here. But she is in that phone, LJ.
Yeah, she's no longer there. she has left the building.
And that's the reality. Men don't care about your money. Not the kind of men that you want. We don't care about your money. It ain't ours. We care about the fact that you are older and you got kids. And you're average.
Damn. Where's Stoopies?
And
Stoopies, you in here? I think Stoopies having technical difficulties.
It says he's still there, but maybe we can't hear him.
Because I want to know, LJ, do you think he's doing a bit much here? What do you think?
I mean, this is not like anything. I mean, we've seen him. Well, I mean, not we've seen him, but he's done worse. So that's nothing on the scheme of how he's talked to women. So I thought with this specific woman, he was very, very, while condescending, he kept his patience. And I think he did that intentionally because he did not want to give the audience any reason to really, really, really come at him. So he held his composure, but because he knew that she was going to be thin. He knew that after she said the 6 figures, that it was going to be a challenge, in terms of the audience. Because with that, I mean, a lot of people would say she's a qualified candidate because men who are ugly will date her just for the simple fact that she got a lot of money. Or men who are handsome and who don't have money. Sorry, I said that wrong. Men who are handsome and don't have a lot of money are going to date her.
And they want to sponge off a woman. But remember, keep in mind, she wants a guy who makes at least 100,000. That's the whole thing.
And she's been going for other ones though. But if she built her self-esteem up, she would probably be able to attract that person in the 6 figures because it's not that hard in this day and age to get that. Especially she go date someone in California. Shit, they gonna easily make that, especially if they're in the tech world.
All right, let me ask you this question.
But that's neither here nor there. I think that he could have not killed her dreams.
All right, let's talk about probability. LJ.
Yes.
You know what a dice is, right? A dice. Simply monopoly. All right. So,
LJ played dice. She played dice in the hood. You ain't know.
You played. Let's say I gave you a dice, LJ. A dice, and I said to you, all right, you play domino. let's say I open a pack of domino and I shuffle it. What is the probability that you will pick the double sixes from a pack of domino?
One in however many there is.
1 in 28, right?
Right.
No. So, but if I tell you that, listen, bet $1,000, and if you pick the double sixes, I will give you 10,000. Would you chance your $1,000 and you picking the double sixes?
I have to give you 1,000, or you give me 1,000.
If not, I said to you, say, Lovejoy, come with $1,000.
Okay.
And if you pick the double sixes, I will give you.
Hell no, I'm not a gambler. I'm keeping my 1,000. No, you can't make me gamble. I only gamble when I know I'm gonna win. If I don't know I'm gonna win, I'm not taking that bet. Hell no.
All right, but therefore, Iris, I'm going up to. I'm coming back though. Let's say she know. She's saying that I am so good at this game that I will be able to pick the double sixes. That's what she's saying. That is what she's saying. And if I don't get the double sixes, I'm not settling for anything less than the double sixes.
But that is what she said. Anything less is settling. Now she's delusional. Well, I already thought she was delusional.
No, but that's what she said. She's saying that she has found that she has dated guys
and
in the past.
Especially if she can help him make that amount of money. If she making that money, okay, then let him make that money with you. Shit.
No, but all right. But my question is, suppose a guy don't want to make that kind of money. Let's say you meet a guy who makes $60,000 a year, $70,000 a year. Right. He doesn't live in California. He lives in North Carolina, and he makes $70,000 a year. And he has a nice one-bedroom apartment that he's paying $1,200 a month for, or $1,300 a month for in North Carolina. So after taxes, he carries home about $5,000 a month. He's happy. He has the apartment for $1,300 a month. His car payment is $600 a month. His food and incidental is another $1,500 a month. That leaves him with $2,000 a month. And he said, I'm good. I don't want to hustle or bustle. I don't want to be hustling. I don't want to be bustling. My job take care of me. I live in, I eat in, I drive in. I live well. My house set up nice. And at the end of the month, I have $2,000. Why would you want to come into that guy's life and tell him that he has to make 100,000?
No, I think definitely she's overreaching.
Right. So the average guy who makes $50,000 or $60,000 a month, who is happy.
Still a lot of money.
No, but most women will say, no, it is not. They're saying
crazy.
No, but that is what she said. He needs to.
I think not so. I don't know if I would say necessarily so much most women, but especially women who are making 100,000 plus.
No, the thing about it is that
then they're not living in the real world.
Yeah, when a woman is under 40, under 45,
right, under 45,
and she's making 100,000, she still is disillusioned to believe that she has options.
She's young. Yeah.
She still thinks that she's young.
I'm young. For sure.
She still think that, listen, this tummy tuck that I got, it gave me my sexy back, and this weave that I'm wearing, and this eyelash, I am beyond reproach. I'm the best thing walking.
Even though I think I'm a 7, a 6.
I'm the best thing walking.
And you know what? She could get her someone that make that amount of money, but she wants someone who's also attractive. Because I guarantee you, she could get someone unattractive who make that amount of money. I guarantee you.
No,
you got standards. There's a certain kind of man she wants, and if he don't look like that, she don't want him.
Listen, when you go to the women who call Kevin Samuel's show, and I'm not talking about all women, I'm talking the women in particular who call Kevin Samuel's show, want a dude who is over 6 foot tall.
Oh.
What percentage of the population is over 6 foot tall? Less than 10% of the population are men.
Oh my goodness.
is over
That's
6 foot tall.
that is
Right?
the
No,
population.
the entire population of America, less than 10%
Oh,
of the
America.
population.
Okay.
Right?
Mm.
No, let's say that guy must also be fit. What population of guys over 6 foot tall who is fit? Let's give them 50%. So we're talking about less than 5% of the population now. What population? What percentage of the population is over 6 foot tall, fit, and good looking? Let's give them half of that. So we're going on to 2.5% of men. No, what percentage of those men makes more than 6 figures? 1%.
Mm.
And then now it must be blessed with a dick that catch him down to his knee.
To where?
His knee.
Oh
Yes,
my
it's
God, that is
no.
scary.
No,
That's a real thing, Haskell?
no. They want.
Yeah,
No,
I see it. I see it every day, LJ.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
they want
God. I
him.
don't even
They
know
want
why I
him
set
over.
myself up in that field.
You walk right into that.
Oh,
No, my question is no. My question is no.
I should have asked
Why?
my man so please.
No. Look, LJ, listen to this now, LJ.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
How realistic are you now as a woman who said, listen, my man must be over 6 foot tall. He must have money. He must drive a nice car. He must
She's delusional. We
good
already
looking.
established that.
Mhm.
Well,
I'm settled for 5'5". You 5'5", you good with me. I'm only 5'2". Shit.
You got to be charming and confident too. Don't
I have
forget
to be
that.
charming
No,
and
yeah,
confident.
a lot of men who are shorter have an issue, so but I don't
No,
mind them. I do
no,
not mind
but
someone short.
no, but that's what they're saying. No, Kevin Samuels, I understand why he may be just bitter and just fed up. Because these women that call him short is disillusion. Because you don't see listen, I used to think there's a lot of people play in the NBA. It's 1,000 is what? Is 450 people playing the NBA. 450. From the NBA started till now, it's less than 2,000 people has played in the NBA. But when you hear about ballers, you'll say, oh, it must be about 100,000 people.
Right.
No, it's not. In more than 50 years since the league combined, it's less than 2,000 people have played in the NBA.
Wow.
LeBron James have played with half of the people who have ever played in the NBA, and he has only played 20 years. So these women are disillusioned when they're talking about.
Are all of them getting paid millions?
No.
No.
So some get paid less than millions.
I think the league minimum is still in the millions, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I meant.
No, the league minimum, because the guy who got thrown out for gambling, he only made $2 million and he was in the NBA for like 4 years.
Damn.
The league minimum, no, right? It's not all of them make millions. Yes, and you want to make $2 million.
Let's finish. Let me finish this video, guys.
Finish the video. Yeah, finish.
The reality of your life has showed you that. You don't have the kind of men that you want knocking on your door trying to find you.
Is she getting advice from somebody? I don't understand.
See, what we've done in this country, this world, is we've told women like yourself that you can have it all, and you got a Prince Charming who's 6 feet tall, 6-figure income, jawline, all this other kind of stuff. And I'm sorry, man. No. Most people get average people, especially average people. And you're an average person. I mean, let's be real. You're not running Microsoft. You got a pet grooming business. You've been making 6 figures for the last 3 years. Okay. But if I'm looking at you, if I looked at you and I took all that off of you, all the eyelashes and all the hair, what do you look like under there?
I mean, I look the same. I'm just.
No, you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
I'm sorry?
No, you don't. You don't look the same because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
So, what is your advice for women that
All right, I'll tell you my advice, man, because you're not listening to me. This is why I always recommend you need therapy. People think most of us in the Black community need therapy, but you're not dealing with reality. I asked you about your child's father, and you couldn't answer me. But it doesn't sound like you're too proud of him. What kind of student is your child?
He's an A student.
Does he have any behavioral problems?
No, he actually got a YouTube channel, and he's trying.
I don't need that. No. But where is it? But his daddy is still. If his daddy is alive, does he have a relationship with his father?
Yeah, he does.
Then what's your issue with him?
He's not business minded like my father and my uncle. And
then why did you choose to make a baby with him before you got married?
Young and dumb. I was 16.
Exactly, and that cost. See? Yeah. That young and dumb shit, let me stop you right here. That young and dumb shit you Black women throw out as if it's supposed to get. Listen and listen well, women. Young and dumb is not a get out of jail free card. It doesn't go woof and change the fact. You still have to carry that consequence. And men are not rushing up to be stepfathers to 13-year-olds. What would be better is if you honestly sat down and asked yourself, what value can I bring to a man?
And I know that what I can.
Well, all right. What value? What is it?
What is it? I can help him with his business. I'm very business minded on the end of helping organize, and I plant into planting my own garden, so I can definitely plant into improving just self-improvement and working on myself. And
ma'am, at 35 years old, here's what you told me. I can help him with his business. Due respect, ma'am. And I mean no disrespect, but 20 to 30% of people own businesses. What about the 70 to 80% of men who don't own them? That means that doesn't matter. That means nothing to the average man. Then the next thing you said,
let me ask LJ
I can plant.
Let me ask LJ a question.
Ma'am, that means
hold on, it's almost done. We got 1 minute left.
It's nothing to most people because we go to grocery stores. Then you say self-improvement. I gave you a shot at saying what you have to offer to men, and you said nothing that we value.
What do you value? What do you?
Book a session. I'm not doing this. Nope. I'm done. I've tried to go around, but this has happened. The older you ladies get, the more you get set in your ways. Book a session because I don't want to do this in public, man. Because you seem like a sweet woman, but you're not getting it.
You're being so mean.
I'm not being. Don't tell me I'm being mean. I'm about to be mean. I get tired of you broads telling me I'm being mean because you cannot handle a dot.
Not broads.
No, you see, you stop it now. Let me ask LJ a question. Like on your parts. LJ, you there?
Yes, sir.
LJ, have you ever seen a woman that you classified as a 10? This woman is a 10. Search your mind and tell me if you have ever seen a 10. Do you consider yourself a 10?
In my own mind, hell yeah.
No, when you look in the mirror, no, be honest. When you look in the mirror,
no, when I look in the mirror, some days I don't. So some days I feel like I look different than other days, right? Especially in the face. So some days I'm some days I'm a 9, and then when I'm really happy with myself, I'm a 10. But for the most part, I lay probably between 7.5, I'd say 8.
Okay, all right. No, we're looking at physical aspect
look at
now.
Haskell because he's seen pictures of me. What you think, Haskell? Tell me.
I've never seen pictures of me, but you see, you said that. But no, this is a question.
There's a picture of up on her avatar.
Oh, all right. I'll look at it later. I'm not seeing it. Avatar.
Yeah, her profile picture.
Oh, we can go to the profiles.
No,
just a
the one that
picture.
shows on your Zoom.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, okay. All right, it's a little picture.
it's little.
No,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
no. This is the question I'm asking. When you look at all the movie stars you have envisioned, who to you would be a 10?
Oh, do y'all know who Selena is?
Mm-hmm.
She's a 10 to me, hands down. She's a
Yeah,
10.
Selena is hot. You know who Selena is, right? Stoopy?
Selena is the one who our bodyguard killer, who our maid
No,
killer.
a
That's
fan.
Selena.
Or a fan. Yeah.
That
Well,
was our maid.
yeah. The head of a fan club.
Yeah, the head of a fan club killer.
I actually just took this picture from my man. I'll send it to you, Stoopies.
Okay, all right. No, Selena is good looking to me. I
Yeah,
won't
to
lie.
me, she's a 10.
Selena is good looking, right? Okay.
And to me, she's a 10 on all aspects, business wise, how she looked,
Yeah. Because women rate
how
men.
kind she was.
Yeah, women rate women different than men rate women. If you ask the average guy, Selena is a pretty girl, but she's not a 10. She's an 8. She's not a 10. And honestly, if I'm be honest, you're a pretty woman. You're no longer a girl.
Right.
So if I look at you, a pretty woman, you're no longer
So
a girl.
what would you rate LJ? You saw the picture she sent you?
Yeah, I saw the picture LJ sent to me.
What would you rate
Right.
LJ?
If I rate LJ now based on our age and everything, I'd give LJ a solid 6.5. Don't be no, because LJ, let's be honest. If I find a girl your age, when you were
In that picture?
no, when you were 22. Let me tell you this. The LJ
I
at 22.
I can't believe you took the bait, Stoopies. Yeah.
No. We can't answer. We can't answer the question. No, we can't answer it. The LJ at 22. When I look at your picture now, I would say at 22, you'd be a 7 plus 8.
Right.
Hands down. You'd be a 7 plus 8.
Down, I would have been a motherfucking 10 at any motherfucking age.
If you was at 10, no. You see, if you was at 10, LJ,
motherfucking silver dollar, baby.
No. If you were at 10, this is the truth of the fact. If you were at 10, you'd be on a super yacht somewhere right now. You'd be the one who married to Michael Douglas. What's her name?
No,
I would
what's
say
her
name again?
only because of where I'm at in my mental health journey. That's probably the only reason why I wouldn't rate myself a 10, and I would be
dudes wouldn't care about that. Like if Prime Neil Long could be crazy as cat shit, niggas ain't gonna give a goddamn.
No, it is what it is. No, and guess what? 8 is gorgeous. Don't undermine 8. 8 is gorgeous. When a man tell you 8 is gorgeous, 8 is gorgeous. But 10s, you know why we don't see 10s? Because as soon as a 10 come on the market, a 10 could be. Cinderella was a 10. She was there cleaning the house with her evil stepsister. When the prince saw her, he took her to the palace. She was a 10. Right? It's a 10 word.
10 is like a mutant, like a superhuman,
10,
like that.
Yeah, 10s don't walk. 10 don't. If a 10
are we just defining how we look? Or are we talking?
Yeah, this is strictly looks, LJ.
And all of that. I don't know.
No, this is purely looks.
The ratings is based purely on aesthetics.
I've seen, because again, like I work at a convenience store, so I've seen pretty women come in who I would say are prettier than me, for sure.
But they're not 10s, but you want to give them 10s.
No, I think 10 is definitely
10 is a unicorn.
Because what we see as 10, it ends up being airbrushed or a lot of makeup. There's all these things that go into it that we don't even realize, even in movies. Then when you see the actor without all that stuff on, or the actress, rather, you don't look the same.
Listen, a girl, which model? I can't remember her name. But there's this model. She was just walking on the street one day, and a talent agent saw her and said, wow. And she became a supermodel.
Cindy Crawford?
Instantly. Not Cindy, but...
who else is another one?
Yeah.
Tyra Banks?
It wasn't. Tyra Banks is not a 10. She good looking, but Tyler Banks is Tyler Banks is
Yeah,
like Rihanna. Rihanna is
Tara
not a thing.
Banks is she's
They're
cool.
giving
She's
her
cool.
supermodel status.
Yeah, because her work, she,
Well,
she's
she
a
has the
filler,
height. She had the length. She had the height. You know, the
and
length. She had that.
and the body,
She had the
and she
body
had the
type.
attitude, and she had the
She had
attitude.
that body type that they look for, you know, in modeling. So
Yeah, but tens are like unicorns. Once a 10 land on the street, a 10 could be working at Burger King. A dude is
Ladies,
going
you
to
all
say,
unicorns out there, ladies. You all look like yourself. No one else looks like you. So you're gonna
yeah,
be
but
a
yeah,
island, ladies.
you're all
no,
unicorn.
no,
You're all unicorns.
no. But we have to be realistic, and the reason
No,
why we
you
have to
have
be
no,
realistic.
I don't think no, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So
No, she
somebody's
doesn't.
10
I don't
is
think you're getting it,
somebody
Stupies. She
somebody's
doesn't
I do
have to
get
be realistic.
I don't
She
All
have to
right.
be
doesn't.
realistic.
You know, you don't have to be.
I don't have
All
to
right.
be
All right. Okay.
realistic.
Okay.
No,
LJ,
I'm about
LJ.
people's confidence levels, right? So if somebody
But
super, what I would say is not attractive, considers themselves a 10, who the fuck am I to say you're not a 10? Like it can really be detrimental
So
to somebody.
Flavor Flav 10.
If he considers himself a 10, he's a 10 in his book.
Man, I tell that nigga sit his stupid ass down. Sound
See?
crazy as hell.
no. This is it. Let's
But again, I'm one of
let's
those people who
all right.
I
Let's
have
be
dealt with
truthful.
mental health issues, so I
I know,
know.
but that's not life. Life is
But
accepting
I
the
mean,
real.
it is life because a lot of people change the way they look based on the way that somebody growing up said how they looked were ugly or
all right.
how they said to themselves how they looked. So
No, let me
mean,
say this. Let me say this. If young
people not
Denzel,
being comfortable in their own skin is a problem in America.
that's a problem. And when you're disillusioned, you cannot be comfortable. If young Denzel, I'm talking St. Elsewhere Denzel.
Denzel is a 10 like a motherfucker.
No. Denzel would be a 10 if he is not a movie star. If
You know,
Denzel,
are you kidding me? I am so attracted to Denzel Washington.
If young Denzel, you know young Denzel,
not because
you know
he's a movie star, because how he physically looks, his physical attributes.
That's the truth. If young Denzel, St. Elsewhere Denzel,
he's entering me.
Carbon copy Denzel. I'm talking very young Denzel.
Wait, you said he's hold on. You said he's entering you.
Yeah. No, let me say this. LJ, let me get the starter. Let me get the starter. Let me get the starter before.
You said young
Please.
Denzel enters the room, and so I said,
no, but you're proving my point. Let me say this: if young Denzel and me walk into a room, I know for a fact that nobody looking at me. That is what it is.
Well, if me and Selena walk in the room, ain't nobody looking at me unless it's the fine one's friends and he's trying to holler at a girl.
If you and who, LJ?
Me and Selena.
Walk into a room, nobody looking at you. So you can't be a 10 if she's a 10.
No, you're right. But I'm a solid 8. I'm gonna go with that for sure. On a good day. On a bad day, I'm 6.5.
Get out of there, Stupies. Get out of there, man.
No, I get it. But at least I got her to concede that if Selena 10, she's not a 10.
No, I mean I never said I was a 10. I said I was a 10 when I'm really feeling myself. But I mean everybody should really feel themselves and feel like they're the finest thing ever walking, especially if you struggle with liking how you look, which is something I've always struggled with all my life, even though I've been told all my life, you're so beautiful, but I don't feel that way.
No, but this is it.
So that's why I say how it's so important that you don't tell somebody they're not a 10 if they say
that. What I tell people, this is what I tell people. Listen to me carefully. Let me explain. This is what I tell people. I tell people that there's many facets to beauty. Beauty is like a diamond. You have complicated cuts and you have simple cuts. Your beauty is not only in your appearance, but it's also in your personality.
How cliche that shit is, and how you tell somebody who struggles with how they look and then has a day when they actually like how they look and they're like, oh, I feel like I'm a 10. And like you saying that is like trying to put the same thing as Kevin Samuels doing. You're trying to put a pacifier in a baby's mouth.
Oh Lord, you make me feel bad now. But I can't. No, but all right. Look here. That same girl
Hey, hold
is
on,
going.
LJ. You got a
No.
nice
Let me.
personality,
No,
bro.
no. Let me finish. Let me finish talking, please. Please. Ask it. Let me just finish this part. Let me finish this
Wait,
part.
I can't even have a serious conversation because the Haskell's over
No.
there.
We're having a fun conversation. This is it. I do not want that same disillusioned girl to buy the same outfit that Selena have on and think that it's Selena outfit that makes Selena Selena. We find that in our community where all the girls wearing the same tight up spandex thing, the same
Mhm.
eyelashes, the same wigs, because they feel like that is what make the other person beautiful. And they end up looking like a caricature, that drawing from Disney World. They end up looking like a clown because they don't play to their strengths. Attractive women plays to their strength. Beautiful women don't have to do shit. But attractive women plays to their strength. They know
Mhm.
that they have beautiful legs, so they wear things to highlight the legs. They know that they have beautiful eyes, so they wear things to highlight the eyes. Women must play to their strengths, not to the current trend. So therefore, you will develop your own style instead of following a fashion.
Mhm.
Because we have all met attractive women and we call them beautiful because they plays to their strength. They highlight that part of them, the cheekbones is what let them stand up, the highlight to that. The eyes, the highlight to that. But yeah, women out there know who.
Hey guys,
Hmm.
we gotta shut it down, man.
All right. In closing, let's close it. Let's close it out. No, although the show was about criticism today, it was a very good show. LJ is a star as usual. She knows our stuff and she beat us back. And I agree with her more than I agree with Askel. Askel is evil, contentious, and woman hating. LJ offer balance.
Uh,
Without her, me and Askel would have been in a fight already.
Haskell
Would
was
have been
being
in
on
a
his
fight.
best behavior, yo. And I think it's because we haven't talked in a week. And so he was just like, I'm not trying to push her away. But I could have took it, Haskell. You could have really, threw it out there. You still ain't said what number I am. You threw it to Stu Peas.
nah. You ain't gonna get
No,
me.
I am telling you that
No, no, no.
Hey, I
you're not
appreciate Stu Peas for being honest, though. I
no,
appreciate he kept
you're
it
an
real.
attractive woman. You're an attractive woman. I'm not asking it, but I'm telling you that. I know that when you was
Hey,
22.
if I would have heard a 4, I would have started crying. But
Hey,
No,
anything above
did
a
you
6,
listen to
I'm
my
good with.
let me
yeah.
ask you this. You listen to my playlist that Lovejoy? No.
Nope.
No.
I'm
There you
sorry.
go.
I haven't.
There you
I
go. But yeah, I was gonna say, Peas, Stu, when you get a chance, upload a picture to your YouTube profile.
Okay.
Yeah, so that and then Lovejoy, get a bigger picture so people can see it. Because Lovejoy is an attractive girl.
Of course. I'm not
Yeah, don't get
asking
it
that.
don't get it twisted.
She is an attractive
am
woman.
not
She's not.
manly. Whoever left that comment, I mean, I do not sound like a man either. The shit was whack.
Yeah, I think he's probably speaking on a particular comment you made. I don't think he's speaking so much about your voice because I definitely can picture somebody hearing
I
your
mean, I
voice
don't
and
have like a very feminine voice like the
Of
woman on that
course.
podcast,
no,
but
your voice is very
yeah.
feminine, right,
Mm,
Stuppies?
Yeah, she's very feminine.
Your voice is
mm.
very feminine.
Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
you don't have that deep voice. You don't sing
Mhm.
baritone for Philharmonic Orchestra. You have a feminine
Yeah,
voice.
I think it's you're probably making a comment about something, and he was saying more so about what you said. I don't think he was talking about your voice. But anyway, guys, we're over 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It's
So
was
as
Lovejoy
always,
fault. It's Lovejoy fault. It's always fun having her
I
on.
know I'm
The
always taking the
conversation.
conversations all over the place.
Yeah, but today we deal with a lot of things. And we need to do that mental health show. We need to do
Yes,
that
I
mental
can't
health
wait for
show in the
y'all to
black
do that.
community. That would be a good show. But yeah, that would be a good show.
Yes,
yeah,
Supees, you can come
you
with like PowerPoints and articles and things like that. That would be so much fun.
Well, Stu Peas, guess what? You'd have to do some legwork there. You know, if you want to, you
Yeah.
have to put together something because I don't have much to contribute to that
No,
conversation.
yeah, you could definitely make it titled a lesson for Haskell in mental
Because
health.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm kind of in the Andrew. Even though I don't think much of the guy. He courts a lot of controversy, right? Tries to be really provocative, and I'm kind of in the Andrew Tate mode when it comes to mental health.
Depression?
Mental health is a luxury. It's a luxury of someone who lives in a first world society.
No, it's not a luxury.
Yes, it is because look,
No, people just because they're born. I'm sorry. Yes, let me be quiet. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet.
Somebody who lives in the freaking Congo, who don't have running water and shit, ain't talking about no mental health. You know why? Because they got to be worried about their most immediate needs. That mental health shit is when you got a lot of shit figured out. Food, clothing, shelter, and all that shit. Then you can start, my mental health and my mental, and I know I'm an insensitive person. I know I am. You know what I'm saying? But again, I could take that from a woman. I can, and I'll listen, and I'm very kind. A dude, nigga, you need to buck up. Get it together. Whatever it is, figure it out. We got shit to do. Sorry for cutting you off, LJ. You had something?
Yes, sir. I was going to say that mental health is something that you are born with. It's a deficiency within your brain chemistry. So, and chemicals, right? I think that's the same thing anyway. So it's not a luxury just because something
No
goes
sound?
untapped or
You're
untreated
good,
doesn't
Stu.
mean it
You're
doesn't
back.
exist.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna do that other show. LJ, get a bigger avatar.
But wait, what do
Stu
you think
Peas.
about that? Damn, I know you want to close out, but I'm just saying, just because it's not treated or acknowledged doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
I'm gonna call you after the show, LJ. All right.
Okay, we can talk about it after. All right.
Stu, again, great show, my brother. Thanks for being here as always. Everybody, I love you. And to you dudes, stop all that crying and shit, man. Like, don't call my phone talking about your girl left you. I don't want to hear that shit, man.
The
Peace.
mental health
Y'all
got to
have
do
a
with
good
the
one.
girls. Oh Lord. All right. Later.